51%. Chapter 201 Combined Yishi. In the blink of an eye, half a year, all members of the Jaden. Subscription required. Yishi had the power of yin and yang chaos in his body, and his body twisted uneasily after the outbreak. Zhang Chushuan couldn't help but glance at it, only to see that her eyelashes were very long, her eyes were misty, and her skin was white and delicate. Sleep well. Zhang Chushuan gently put Yishi on the bed. He reached out and grabbed her slender and rounded little waist. To be fair, I'll detoxify you first. Don't lose when the time comes, and think I'm playing lippy. 35. As Zhang Chushuan came to life a little, boundless aura gushed out from the ground, forming a thick mist. Two figures flew over. Yi Zai's Zui Phoenix body was completely displayed and bloomed without reservation. At this moment, Zhang Chushuan truly saw the strength of this physique, which was worthy of the special existence of opening up the dynasty to allow the Heavenly Tao to give away the Feng Shen list and the Zhen Dynasty Jade Seal. Zhang Chushuan exerted a slight force to add relief output to Yishi. After running a few small weeks of pushing gas through the uterus, Zhang Chushuan also performed a talent trick, his own acupuncture treatment. Finally, the toxins in Yi Zai's body were completely removed. The detoxification is over, and the next step is the last step of fantasy. Zhang Chushuan lowered his head and let out a low roar, surging out under the blessing of the qi, blood and energy secret techniques of his body, gushing out like a vast river, like mana, as if endless. The powerful essence element that fused Reiki and Dragon Qi surged into Yi Zai's body. Yi Zai's body trembled, and he only felt a warm current sweeping through his body, and the poison under Nangong Mushui in his body was directly washed clean. Consciousness returns. In fact, Nangong Mushui is not a poison that really kills people, but a tonic used in yin and yang training. It's just that sometimes the tonic is overused and can become poison. Still, with the help of Zhang Chushuan, now Yi Zai's whole person has entered a state of mystery and mystery. His whole body is like soaking in a hot spring, and good things are wrapped in a sponge. Endless power erupted in the body, radiating like raindrops, blending into the whole body and turning into strength. Soon, an incomparably powerful and terrifying aura permeated her body. Yishi understood that the barrier that had trapped him for nearly 20 years had been broken by Zhang Chushuan. Thank you, teacher. Yishi thanked gratefully, his eyes bright. The teacher was too nice to her and helped her break through the barrier. If you can't repay it, you can only manage the Yanwang dynasty well and repay it by example. Did it work? In Nangong Lu's dormitory, Nangong Mushui, who was playing cards with Nangong Li, glanced up in the direction of his dormitory, his eyes playful. Next, it's time for that Empress Wu and the descendants of the imperial family. 99. Damn husband, look down on me, watch me form a team of riding ladies, huh? Time is really worthless, especially in the fantasy world. In the blink of an eye, half a year has passed since the establishment of the Yanwang dynasty. For the Zhang family, this half a year is a full 2 years of cultivation. After unifying all the forces and resources of Nanyangzhou, Zhang Chushuan quickly completed a wave of resource accumulation through a 100-fold increase. If compared to the total value, the current heritage of the Yanwang dynasty or the Zhang family is also comparable to the 5 product forces, all kinds of elixirs, secret realms, martial arts, the number of strong people, etc. have improved. But only compared to basic resources, the Yanwang dynasty can be called invincible below the Holy Land. To summarize with a clear and simple formula, it is equal to 100 times x June time x Nanyang Prefecture resource synthesis, barely calculated as 50% plus transactions. With such a large amount of resources accumulating, it is really not difficult for Zhangjia to rise. In the past 6 years, a lot has happened. First of all, within the Yanwang dynasty, after Zhang Chushuan took out some Ning Yuan Dan and Zuji Dan, a large number of people who were stuck in the last step broke through to the spirit realm and Jaden realm. The powerhouses of the Nanyang Prefecture Divine Mansion realm have at least tripled, and the momentum of the Yanwang dynasty has risen again. Secondly, Shui Qiancheng broke through the Jaden realm and led an army to sneak attack a sea tribe stronghold, where a large amount of deep-sea resources were discovered, all of which were used by the Yanwang dynasty. The Queen of the Divine Phoenix was very happy, and gave a lot of Lingxi elixir gong martial arts, and it was said that Shui Qiancheng's strength had approached the former lord of the major 7-rank forces. And after less than half a month of entanglement, the lords of the major forces exchanged most of the sect for the merits within the dynasty, and then exchanged these merits for the earth-level ultimate martial arts and the condensation pills that help the real people of the Jaden realm. Condensation pill, a high-grade elixir on the ground. No matter what the quality, taking it can ensure that a real person can accommodate one of the 7 spirits. The people of the once 7 major forces began to advance by leaps and bounds, and the power entered a period of outbreak. It is said that Qi Shuan, Lan Muzi and the others have all touched the threshold of the late stage of the Jaden realm, and they only need to fuse the last one to become a real person in the later stage. At this point, Yanwang entered the era of large-scale exchange of dynastic merits. But these people don't know that after Zhang Chushuan got the resources, whether it was elixir spirit stones or martial arts, it was a 100-fold increase in hand, and all kinds of quality and quantity skyrocketed. It is said that the wool is out of the sheep. Zhang Chushuan this is, borrowing chickens to lay eggs, cultivating lambs and plucking their feathers collectively. And the strength of these people has still changed so much, and the Zhang family itself has naturally changed even more. Patriarch, Zhang Chushuan. Family grade, 8 products. Family members, Zhang Chushuan, the pinnacle of the Jaden realm. Nangong Mushui, late Jaden realm, 9 turns of Tianyan holy body. Second wife, Nangong Lu, late Jaden realm, 7 turns. Third wife, Nangong Li, late Jaden realm, 7 turns. Second generation, late Jaden realm, 7 turns, Zhang cherishes. Middle stage of Jaden realm, 6 turns, Zhang Jingshuan, Zhang Jinhao, Zhang Jingxin, Zhang Jingxin. Early stage of the Jaden realm, 4 turns, Sha Jingqiu, Zhang Jingshuan's wife. Early stage of the Jaden realm, 1 turn, Lu Xiaoxiao, Yu Xiaochen, Qian Kaifeng. 3 generations. Middle stage of Jaden realm, 6 turns, Zhang Yanmo. Zhang Yanren, early stage of the Divine Mansion realm. Zhang Yanbi, early Jaden realm, 3 turns. Zhang Yanting, early Jaden realm, 3 turns. Zhang Yangxin, early stage of Jaden realm, 63 turn. Family affiliation. He family, Wang family. Works related. This is the true sense of reaching the whole family Jaden realm. There is also Yi Shi. After completely handing himself over to Zhang Chushuan that day, he was completely regarded by Zhang Chushuan as his own, and he began to devote himself to the cultivation of exercises and martial arts. Gathering the position of dynasty luck, Yi Shi came to the top, and now she has the strength of the peak of the early stage of the Divine Mansion realm, which is still under the condition that she strives to be pragmatic. As the so-called Krypton gold is cool for a while, it has always been cool in kryptonite. The strength and realm of the Zhang family have improved rapidly, and the madness of drug addiction has completely refreshed the cognition of Bai Tenur, Fu Master, and Wu Yanxi. The point is that each of their realms is still very stable. Whether it is the perception of the exercises or the mastery of martial arts, they have reached at least the level of great achievement. This Nima, the reincarnation family of the quasi-emperor, is so much more powerful than the imperial family. Bai Tenur has serious doubts about life. And all this, Zhang Chushuan did not care too much. At this point, he was really ready to open the box. This time out of the box, it's time to break through to the Divine Mansion realm. 39. If it weren't for this, I would have been able to break through in the outside world for a month, instead of practicing martial arts in this secret realm for another 4 months. But it's always a good thing to solve it. Who allowed themselves to open chests every 2 months now? If there is no necessary situation, it is still necessary to delay. However, now that there is only 1 tier exploration card left, after breaking through the Divine Mansion realm, he can also let the family enter the 7th product along the way, and the benefits good are many. It's time to advance. Heavenly Order, lower grade medium elixir. Soul containing heavenly pill, distance 1 meter, the protagonist is invisible. Heavenly Step, Zongpin long sword. Cloud chasing sword, distance 1.1 meter, the protagonist is invisible. Ground stairs, lower grade spirit beast egg. 4 flame eagles, distance 1.2 meters. Ground stage medium pill. Superb Yan Dan, distance 1.3 meters. Ground stairs Chinese marksmanship. Yunfeng 12 styles, distance 1.4 meters. Ground step middle grade array. 4 elephants lion and tiger phantom array, distance 1.5 meters. Heavenly rank Shengpin fist method. Shake the sky fist, distance 1.6 meters, hidden. Ground stairs Shengpin exercise. Scorching sun burning heart technique, distance 1.8 meters. Ground stage lower grade formation. Purple cloud sword formation, distance 1.9 meters. Holy Lord inferior identity. Shrink the ground into inches, distance 1.9 meters, hidden. Earth ladder lower grade elixir. Earth rushing blood monkey fruit, distance 17 miles. Shish, it's all good stuff. How do I choose? 51%. Chapter 202. The wife is such a white tiger, it must be officially breaking through the divine mansion. Subscription required. The first and second chests are not shown. The third treasure chest is the spirit beast egg of the 4 flame fire eagles under the earth tier. This is not bad, just suitable for that flying secret skill, but Zishi, 6-winged purple thunder lion, and Jingran, black crystal worm, have successfully transformed and broken through to the Jaden realm. Go to the fierce beast mountain range to go around. It is not difficult to find the earth tier eagle fierce beast, so this is not considered. Quote. The fourth treasure chest, the middle top grade pill of the ground level extreme life extension pill. Life extension pill into Dan is extremely difficult. The quality of the best is even rarer. You can use it again on the basis of taking life extension pill, increase 50 years of life expectancy. This can be considered. 39. The fifth treasure chest, the ground tier middle grade marksmanship. Yunfeng 12 styles, Wind and Thunder Mountain Villa has a set of Zon tier extreme grade wind and thunder strengthening, which was strengthened by me to the middle grade of the earth tier, enough for Chu Yun and Zhao Yun to digest for a long time. Don't consider it for the time being. The sixth treasure chest, the ground tier grade array plate, the 4 elephants lion and tiger phantom array, 100-fold increase can reach the ultimate grade of the earth tier, which can be used to test the heart of cultivators, but it is suitable for the sect, not to be considered for the time being. The seventh chest is not shown. The eighth treasure chest is the heaven rank upper grade skill burning sun burning heart technique, and after a 100-fold increase, it is the lower grade of the heaven rank, and it is also valuable among the 6th rank and 5th rank forces, but I am not lacking at all now. 35. The ninth one thinks that it is the purple cloud sword formation under the ground level. There is no need. I don't know the 10th. In this way, there are 120-70 items in these 4 boxes with heaven rank items and 1 Saint Lord level items. 35. Do I bet on a wave of luck, or do I directly choose the ultimate life extension pill? Zhang Chushuan hesitated for a while. The ultimate life extension pill can be taken again on the basis of taking the life extension pill, and the value is already comparable to some heaven level items, and 100 pieces after a 100-fold increase will be a very huge gain. 3 heaven rank treasure chests and 1 Saint Lord level treasure chest. The price of the items opened may not be the ultimate life extension dandy, but the value that can be played is not necessarily. Zaire, ask you a question. Zhang Chushuan looked at Yi Shi, who was soaking in the yin and yang Tu Chi pool beside him, and decided to leave the choice to the fourth wife. His wife is so white, white to transparent light, white to pink, and even white to compare to the white tiger, one of the 5 holy beasts. Definitely a European. What problem? Yi Shi opened his eyes, and black and white flashed in his dark eyes, inadvertently revealing a variety of styles, as well as the demeanor of the royal sister. Later, the upper general improved his strength to the divine mansion realm, and after half a year of teaching by Zhang Chushuan, he made a new breakthrough in physical development, and he became more and more comfortable with the profession of queen. Although she is only 19 years old now, the mature royal sister temperament, the fully formed king, combined with the unique charm of the Zui phoenix body, is even stronger than Nangong Li. 1, 2, 4, 7, 10, which of these 5 numbers do you like the most? Zhang Chushuan took Yi Shi into his arms and asked in a gentle voice. The ultimate life extension pill is also among the options, and if Yi Shi chooses 4, he does not plan to bet on luck. Yi Zai's slightly resolute face suddenly softened, found a comfortable position to lie down, and thought for a while. 10. 10. Well, the only 2 digits, I like it. Yi Zai's eyes were bright and her voice was firm. That feeling of solipsism made Zhang Chushuan a little sideways. The feeling that heaven is king is really not covered. The feeling of being active in all aspects is also fascinating. When he didn't really want to move by himself, he was especially happy to find Yi Shi. Nangong Lu is also a more active type, but the accidental physique is sensitive, and he has never lasted long, and Nangong Li is a person made of water, soft and wet, don't expect it. Then choose 10. Zhang Chushuan decided to see Yi Zai's luck and immediately made a choice. The treasure chest opens, and a stream of light shoots in, which does not enter the mind. Shrink the ground into inches, the Saint Lord level lower grade body method. Introductory. Comparable to the ultimate body method of human rank, 1 step and 10 zhang 30 meters. Xiaochang. Comparable to the yellow rank ultimate body method, 1 step 300 meters. Proficient in it. Comparable to the Xuanji ultimate body method, 1 step 3000 meters can drive through the air. Dachang. Comparable to the ultimate body method of the earth level, 1 step 30,000 meters. Peak. Comparable to the heavenly rank ultimate body method, 1 step 500,000 meters. Perfection. Comparable to the Holy Lord's lower body method, 1 step comprehending the power of space. Premise. Reiki is enough. Hiss. Zhang Chushuan was shocked in his heart, and his hand couldn't help but use force, in exchange for Yi Zai's white eyes. Saint Lord level lower grade exercises. Can you practice to perfection and comprehend the power of space in 1 step? Cowhide is in full swing. Under normal circumstances, cultivators have to reach the king level to initially dabble in space, and this Saint Lord level lower grade exercise method can actually make them comprehend in advance. Perfection is an unattainable end for ordinary people, but for geniuses, it is only the first step. After a martial art and exercises reach perfection, they will reach the pinnacle, and there will be a realm of magic behind, which can exert more power of the exercises, and even raise the grade of the exercises. Zhang Chushuan didn't know if he was a genius, but with the synchronization skills of synchronizing Yi Shi, Zhang Yanren, Chu Yun and others with cultivation experience and understanding, he thought that he was several times the son of luck. Is it difficult to comprehend the Saint Lord level exercises? In other words, this is a body martial art that is purely aimed at talent. 55. If you have enough talent, maybe you can step into the air at the peak of the refining body realm. Zhang Chushuan directly ignored the premise that Reiki was enough. Kryptonite people never bother with this kind of thing. Awesome. Zhang Chushuan's heart jumped wildly, and without hesitation, he directly exerted a 100-fold amplification ability to increase the size of this Saint Lord level lower grade body method. Don't be Jade Jane, directly increase the grade by 100-fold. Quote. After some operation, Zhang Chushuan found that there was one more Saint Lord level lower grade exercise in his mind, and there was also a lot of cultivation experience and use experience in his mind, and his understanding level was completed in one fell swoop. This is the domineering point of the ability to increase the 100-fold. As long as the increase is a new grade exercise, Zhang Chushuan will be like the creator of this exercise, and his understanding level will reach the peak. Then it only takes a little time to get used to it and master this martial art. You are really my little lucky star. Well done. Zhang Chushuan grabbed Yi Zai's cherry-like little mouth and kissed her fiercely. After Yi Shi was stunned for a moment, a battle intent burned in his eyes. The king must sleep on you today. 2 hours later, Yi Shi left the secret realm and went to the main hall to summon the early dynasty. If it weren't for the phoenix robe, anyone could have found her trembling legs. Good guys still can't do it. Zhang Chushuan shook his head with a shallow smile, then calmed down and began to absorb the yin and yang qi. Time to break through. Zhang Chushuan has already reached the perfection of a golden pill, and fuses 2 of the souls and 7 spirits to form a newborn yuan baby in the golden pill. Compared with those who want to break through but are not completely sure and do not dare, he has always suppressed the feeling of breaking through. And now, he is finally not depressed. The 2 qi of yin and yang are integrated into the golden pill, deriving the attributes of the 5 elements. Yin and yang, the 5 elements, wind, thunder and meth and other elements are surrounded. Click, click, a shattering sound sounded in the dantian. Jindan is like a ripe egg, the surface is cracked inch by inch, and a faint golden light spreads out, containing a unique atmosphere. The special aura instantly spread throughout Zhang Chushuan dantian, and a spirit of creation rose. When the breath disappeared, a gorgeous palace wrapped in colorful divine light appeared, exuding a unique aura and charm. In the blink of an eye, a powerful force spread throughout the entire secret territory of time. Finally broken through, Baitanur's eyes burst into eyes, and there seemed to be a fire burning in his eyes. She is equipped with the Fire Phoenix Nirvana Holy Body, and the Yanwang dynasty, which uses the Fire Phoenix as the Luck Holy Beast, is very suitable for her cultivation, and recently she also accepted Yi Zai's invitation to join the Yanwang dynasty and create an all-female Fire Phoenix Legion. With the blessing of luck, the help of the Holy Body, and Zhang Chushuan's lack of resources, she has broken through to the Divine Mansion realm. It's just that she is not considered the Zhang family, so her combat strength is not classified into the Divine Mansion realm. Senior is finally about to break through. Wu Yanxi was suspended beside Zhang Yanren. His body had been completely condensed, exuding an aura that was more powerful than the ordinary Divine Mansion realm. In the secret realm, all cultivators opened their eyes. Zhang Chushuan has never hidden his true strength, but no one has ever underestimated it. Let's just say that a month ago, Zhang Chushuan just used the consummation strength of the Jaden realm to compete with Baitanur, who had just broken through the Divine Mansion realm, but he pressed the other party throughout the whole process, and he showed it very clearly. It must be known that Baitanur is not an ordinary divine palace realm, but a descendant of the imperial family, not to mention the body, but also comprehends the true meaning of the fire phoenix, and cultivates the imperial treasure given by the family. But I can't beat Zhang Chushuan. If Zhang Chushuan casts a secret method to improve his strength, he can easily do it in seconds. Quasi-Emperor reincarnation. Real hammer again. Now this one is finally about to break through. It seems that Nanling Zuyu will soon be not calm. 51%. Chapter 203. What can Wu Yanxi think about? Subscription required. Boom. The air shook, the momentum rose, and the space around Zhang Chushuan was distorted. When the strength of the strong is too strong, the spiritual power released alone can also cause a kind of oppression, and many times it can be surrendered without a fight. Start growing. The divine mansion was successfully cast, and Zhang Chushuan casually took out a large number of soul stones, arranged a special formation, and then began to absorb it, extremely fast. As the soul power continued to pour in, Zhang Chushuan Dantian located in the divine mansion, and a Yuan infant who looked exactly like him began to grow at an extremely fast speed. In the blink of an eye, this Yuan baby grew to the level of a 3-year-old child, and soon transformed into the appearance of a 10-year-old boy, gradually marching towards the appearance of youth. At the same time, the momentum around Zhang Chushuan also continued to rise. The early days of the divine mansion, the peak of the early stage. The middle of the divine mansion, the peak of the middle period. The late stage of the divine mansion, the peak of the later period. The peak of the divine mansion realm, half-step Saint Lord, level. In the blink of an eye, Zhang Chushuan had transformed from the Jaden realm to the level where he was only half a step away from the Saint Lord level, and the appearance of the Yuan infant in his body had changed greatly, completing the growth to exactly the same level as his appearance, and the divine mansion had become more and more dazzling. At this time, as long as Zhang Chushuan is willing, he can take that step at any time, let the divine mansion realm and the Yuan infant fuse together, turn into a divine soul, and advance to the distraction realm. Become a Saint Lord level power. But he didn't do that. Although what the realm perceives can be supplemented by synchronous skills in the future, a solid foundation still needs to be pragmatic. Advancing to the half-step distraction realm in one breath is just to ensure that when borrowing the unique move of the whole clan with one heart, he will definitely be able to have the strength of the Saint Lord level. In this way, with the technique of shrinking the ground into an inch and the sword intent, it is not difficult to be invincible under the king, and it is definitely enough in this small Nanling Zhou domain. In the case of ensuring that the box can be opened as soon as possible, repair it is sufficient. But his breakthrough really scared Baitanur and Wu Yanxi enough. They had never heard of someone breaking through the realm like this. The peak of the transformation spirit realm directly broke through to the late stage of the Jaden realm, and the half-step Jaden realm directly broke through to the half-step Saint Lord, so the next breakthrough, will it not stop until the half-step king? The reincarnation of the quasi-emperor is so willful. Phew, is this how I feel after I have truly advanced to the divine mansion realm and my life level has been fully promoted? 99. Sure enough, it is not comparable to simply having combat power after using the concentric skills of the whole clan. Now I, swinging a sword with all my might, can split a county. Zhang Chushuan's eyes flickered. In the Xuantian continent, although the martial artists of the refining body realm occupy 90%, they are only called entry. Breaking through the gathering spirit realm can be regarded as truly stepping on the threshold of cultivation and taking the first step. The strong of the gathering spirit realm are called cultivators, while the strong of the later spirit realm can only be regarded as an extension, called the great cultivator, but they have not entered another world. The Jaden realm and the Shenfu realm are called Zhenren and Zhenjin respectively, which is a new world, which is regarded as the second step of cultivation. The half-step Saint Lord level had already completed the second step and was moving towards the third step. And with Zhang Chushuan's one-place martial arts background, the combat strength has entered the position of the third step to compare saints, and it is not a problem to be comparable to some saint-level peak powerhouses. As for the half-step king level, it is not easy to compare, because being able to take half a step means that you have comprehended the most important meaning of stepping into the king level, plus the other party has realm and exercise level advantages. Zhang Chushuan will even be at a disadvantage compared to the other party. But the peak combat power of the Saint Lord level is enough. It's only been 7 months since the era of family building for all people began. And my achievements at this time, in that book, Do Breaking the Emperor, can only be achieved in 20 years by relying on words and dying, and only reach the realm, and the combat power is completely incomparable. Times have changed. Zhang Chushuan's dark eyes sparkled. After looking down and thinking for a while, he stepped out and came to Zhang Yanren's side. Grandpa. Zhang Yanren saw Zhang Chushuan, who suddenly appeared, revealing an unexpected expression. Wu Yanxi's pupils shrank suddenly. She is now in a state of spirit, so she habitually uses her divine sense to probe the surrounding situation. Usually, when she stays in the soul hairpin, she just warns the situation within a radius of 1 mile, but the movement made by Zhang Chushuan just now is a little big, so she expanded this range to 10 miles, wanting to see the process of Zhang Chushuan's breakthrough. In the face of Saint Lord level soul power, this is nothing. But she didn't expect to be able to sense Zhang Chushuan's movement after breaking through, and she didn't leave a movement track. A person, no matter how fast he moves, is 10 meters a second, 10 miles a second, even if it exceeds the capture of the eye, or even beyond the divine perception, the movement trajectory will definitely exist. This is a theorem. Space means 9. It must be space means. Senior has mastered spatial means from the peak of the divine mansion realm. Wu Yanxi's heart was terrifying. At her peak, she stood at the pinnacle of kings and ranked among her peers in Zhongzhou, but she could be called undefeated in her age. The realm of the Saint Lord level powerhouse is called distraction, and the divine soul can break free from the shackles of the body and hide itself between heaven and earth at any time, which is difficult to detect, and when attacked, it can also transform the body into heaven and earth, weakening the injury. But this is not the use of space, but because the spirit is special. Only the king, stepping into the realm of the gods, the divine soul can touch the heaven and the earth, can truly mobilize the power of space for their own use, and the divine soul and the two divine souls travel to the heavens and the earth without extinguishing. In other words, if the realm is not reached, the power of the divine soul is not strong enough, and no matter how high the talent is, it is impossible to master the power of space. But now, Zhang Chushuan has mastered the means of space movement. Quasi-emperor boss. Horror like this. Zhang Chushuan didn't know what Wu Yanxi was thinking, and seeing that she looked at herself stupidly, she didn't care, touched Zhang Yanren's head and said, "You have also broken through the divine mansion realm now, you shouldn't just know about retreat." 35. Nanyang Prefecture is too small after all, and it has been locked up by enchantment for 300 years, which is not good for your growth. 0 Asking for flowers. Grandpa decided to let you study at Wenxin Academy. Although Zhang Yanren followed him, Zhang Chushuan was confident that she would be nurtured and grow faster than the original trajectory. But that way that can be replicated on all the Zhang family members, he doesn't want to put it on the son of luck, it is too wasteful. Moreover, Nanyangzhou was blocked for 300 years, and there was little communication with the outside world, so Qingchuan province was unlucky, and the city was destroyed by the palm of the strong, and then there was nothing. The growth of the strong also requires the improvement of vision. Wenxin Academy. Zhang Yanren actually always had the idea of going out and walking in his heart, but he didn't have time to say it. Zhang Chushuan's suggestion hit him squarely. It's just that she has never heard of Wenxin Academy. Wenxin Academy is not a sect and dynastic force, but was founded tens of thousands of years ago by many great emperors for the human race, starting from the 9th product to the first product has an upward channel, which is a good path. Point 0. Wind Thunder Mountain Villa was the Wind Thunder Academy 300 years ago, and there are also 8-pin and 9-pin academies under it, but it was only because Nanyangzhou was sealed by enchantment, plus a series of changes that it became a private force. Zhang Chushuan saw Zhang Yanren's doubts and explained. The cultivation of strong people in a place like the academy is completely maintained by human feelings, and it is simply for the general care of the human race, but there will not be too much conflict like between dynasties, families and sects. And there is a xenomorph ice in Wenxin Academy. Zhang Chushuan smiled. Zhang Yanren and Wu Yanxi's eyes lit up, and the latter asked curiously, which one is it? Starfall Ice, ranked 45th on the ice list. Zhang Chushuan replied. Wu Yanxi's eyes brightened even more, and he said in surprise, "It is the ice of the King's Grade, which is a level stronger than the Red Lotus Ice. The focus is still on the special type of soul ice. If I absorb it well, my combat power can increase a lot." Battle maniacs always care about their own combat power and fighter opportunities. Yanran, we agreed. Wu Yanxi said immediately. Zhang Yanran, so am I going out to see something, or do you want to go out and play? Ahem. Wu Yanxi understood something from Zhang Yanren's eyes, and was a little embarrassed for a while. Zhang Chushuan smiled and said sadly, "It seems that my Zhang family has failed Empress Wu, ashamed." Shish, senior, please let it go. Wu Yanxi couldn't bear Zhang Chushuan's, "Wu Empress," and hurriedly waved her hand. I just agree with what the seniors said to Yan Ran. The warrior can't just know about retreat. A blush appeared on Wu Yanxi's soul body's cheeks. With Zhang Yanyan, sometimes she is more like a junior. It seems that Empress Wu traveled to many places in those years. 995. Zhang Chushuan smiled gently. The corner of Zhang Yanran's eyes twitched slightly, and he sent a blessing to Wu Yanxi in his heart. His grandfather is like this, is going to pit people in the river. 51%. Chapter 204 Super Smart Xuanian Female Emperor, Grandpa is too good trouble. That is, I broke through several Zhou domains in the southern part of the Zongshuan domain back then. Wu Yanxi didn't know what Zhang Yanran was thinking, and nodded proudly. A lot of the older generation didn't see it back then. Awesome, awesome. Zhang Chushuan clapped his hands and said, I didn't expect that even the older generation couldn't compare to you. 5. That is, I'm a little expert in the secret realm. Then you know a lot of Mi Shin. Must, such as a few family treasures. Do you also know a lot of rumors about the secret realm? 35. Of course. 39. Rich experience in going out. Quite informative, the kind that has absolutely no problem being a guide. 39. Wu Yanxi nodded heavily, with hints in her words. Senior, don't worry, it's right to let Zhang Yanran follow me. I, Empress Wu, am very good at strength and will take good care of myself as a disciple. Wow, click. Finally you can go out to the waves again, you can go out to rob the tomb. Ah, it's time to patronize the ruins of the strong. For a while, Wu Yanxi felt her blood boiling. Although, her soul, 247, body has no blood. That's great. Zhang Chushuan applauded and smiled, in that case. Aha, Wu Yanxi looked expectant. Coming, please, coming. You can stay in Yanwang and give me a good science. Zhang Chushuan said seriously. Good. Wu Yanxi didn't want to agree. But the next moment, her smile froze. What? Left in Yanwang? Could it be that Zhang Yanran went out alone? This is different from what she thought. I have to tell Yi Shi that Empress Wu is a rare talent, and she must give corresponding attention and work commission. 35. While Wu Yanxi was in a daze, Zhang Chushuan continued to talk about the plan, with a posture that had to leave people in Yanwang City. There it is. Zhang Chushuan recognized that he had noticed a good look, and asked with a little joy, how about you see that I set up a dynasty academy and you will be the deputy dean and teacher? 99. Wu Yanxi, not only let yourself stay in Yanwang City, but also let yourself go to the academy as a deputy dean and teacher. His own royal soul can now exert his Saint Lord level strength, and he is actually only a deputy dean in an academy opened by a six-pin dynasty. No, now is not the time to dwell on these, the problem is that she doesn't want to stay in Yanwang at all. The outside world was so big, she wanted to go out and see it. Under Zhang Chushuan's nose all day, she can't fool. Ah, it's to tell Zhang Yanran a lot of fun things. Definitely don't stay. That. Wu Yanxi looked entangled and didn't know how to speak. To tell the truth, it definitely won't work. What if I am taught a lesson by my seniors? Huh, why are you so ugly? 35. Zhang Chushuan suddenly looked at Wu Yanxi seriously and wondered, could it be that the position of vice president is too low for you to look up to? Actually, I originally wanted to be the dean myself. If you are not satisfied, I am not. Don't. Upon hearing that Zhang Chushuan still wanted to make himself the dean, Wu Yanxi hurriedly waved his hand and said with a far-fetched smile, your quasi-emperor reincarnated as a garden, it is good that I can be the deputy dean. Just look at Yi Shi to know how busy it is to be the number one. She didn't want that, so it's settled. Zhang Chushuan put on a gentle smile again. But Wu Yanxi felt hateful no matter how he looked at it. It is even worse than the old man who used to manage himself at home. I can be the deputy dean, but I can't stay in Yanwang City for a short time. 35. Wu Yanxi racked his brains, finally thought of a way, and said smartly, after all, I am Yanran's master, and before she leaves the school, I think I still have to follow her. Quote. Wu Yanxi praised her wit. Zhang Chushuan glanced at Wu Yanxi's jade feet, and sure enough, there were 2 toes curled, which was a small movement when she was happy. Hi, you want to follow the words out. As a teacher, of course I should accompany me. But the next place Yan Ran will go is the academy, and the last thing there is to be a teacher is the teacher. Zhang Chushuan complained. Wu Yanxi smiled stiffly. What the other teacher taught was different from what I was trying to teach. 35. Wu Yanxi has a hard mouth. What's different? Inheritance of exercises. Inheritance of exercises. Aren't all the exercises you practice that I have changed? 55. Zhang Chushuan looked puzzled, and Wu Yanxi was directly dumbfounded. I'm here to protect Yan Ran. Not really. Zhang Chushuan shook his head, took out 2 jade talismans and put them on Zhang Yanran's hand, and said softly, of course, it is up to me, the patriarch, to protect the juniors of the family. This is a big transfer charm. It can teleport millions of miles. Even the king can't track it. It can be used 3 times, and one piece is a psychic charm. I can get induction when I use it. Go over to help. Quote. Zhang Chushuan gambled to death on Wu Yanxi's last path. The girl was completely muted, and an expression of despair and frustration had been written on her face. Poof. Boom. Zhang Yanran finally couldn't help but laugh. Wu Yanxi. For the teachers are like this, you girl actually gloats. It's abominable. Ha. Noticing that Zhang Yanran was squeezing his eyebrows, Wu Yanxi's wisdom finally returned, and he turned around and glanced at Zhang Chushuan. Seeing him was also a funny expression. Senior, you tease me. Wu Yanxi rarely showed a coquettish expression. Who made you act like you were in prison in my Zhang family? Zhang Chushuan did not deny it, but also teased. I just love playing, Wu Yanxi argued. Counting the sleeping 1,000 years, you are 1,000 or hundreds of years old, right? Still playing. Zhang Chushuan was a little speechless. Shouldn't experiencing this kind of thing grow older? Senior, you don't understand, women are always 20 years old. Wu Yanxi's expression was solemn, and he argued, I broke through the Holy Lord realm before the age of 100, my divine soul can leave my body, I can sense the heavenly soul and heavenly Tao, and I have long cut off the breath of those years, leaving only the necessary experience and understanding. Quote. I'm forever 20. Wu Yanxi is not a hard mouth. After cultivating to the Saint Lord level, you can erase some superfluous traces of the years, and your state of mind can remain young and vigorous. Not only that, after breaking through the Jaden realm, you can keep your face young before death, as long as you still have mana to maintain. Therefore, when the strength reaches a certain level, you can really set the mentality at a certain level. Someone likes the wise appearance of the old man, and they will maintain it like that. If someone likes to be young and vigorous, they will stay young. There are also scholarly dresses, wearing armor and domineering, etc., which are all manifestations of the mind, but also a kind of self-recognition and maintenance. Well, 20 years old forever. Just follow Yan Ran out and play. Zhang Chushuan shook his head with an inexplicable pampering in his eyes. You get ready, I'll send you to Wind Thunder Mountain Villa in a few days. After giving Zhang Yanran another instruction, Zhang Chushuan stepped out and left this side. In addition to Zhang Yanran, there was also Chu Yun, who was also ready to send it out and let him go to the Water Dragon Hall to develop. But compared to letting Wu Yanxi follow Zhang Yan out, Fu Lord planned to stay in the Yanwang dynasty and become the double head of the refining department and the formation department. This can increase the luck of the dynasty, but also increase the dynasty's heritage and strength, and it can also cultivate a lot of talents for the dynasty. Chu Yun has enough whole cards given by him here. Teacher, my grandfather is gone, are you still in a daze? Zhang Yanran saw Wu Yanxi staring at the direction Zhang Chushuan left, and couldn't help but reach out and wave. 4.4 inches what? Wu Yanxi's beauty suddenly showed shyness and argued, I respect it, watch. Yes, yes, yes. 35. Zhang Yan smiled and didn't poke anything. As a disciple, she knew Wu Yanxi's thoughts, and also expected her to kiss and do what she wanted. But as Nangong Mushui's own granddaughter, she is not good at doing some things. Out of neutrality, she told Nangong Mushui something. I'm sure Grandma will handle it. Alas, Grandpa is too good, there will be such troubles. Now that it has broken through, it is almost enough to qualify. Pass on the voice desire and put that matter on the agenda. Quote. On the other side, after explaining some things to Chu Yun, Zhang Chushuan pinched the magic trick to transmit the sound. With his current powerful spiritual power, it is not difficult to do this through the secret realm of time. There's one last thing left. 35. Handan Li. 52%. Chapter 205 Versailles. Big Brother Zhang disappeared for the 180th day, miss him. Sleeping. If the son of luck does not go out and make a fortune, isn't he ashamed of this identity? Especially this guy Han Li, he is simply a treasure picker, and he must not be allowed to be idle. Thinking of those matchless ones that should have belonged to Handy through Lin Lang's hands, Zhang Chushuan's heart couldn't help but feel a burst of fire. This kind of kryptonite treasure absorbing luck is simply born for him, a person who can increase 100 times. Attention must be paid to it. With my current status, coupled with the fact that Yan Ran had a life-saving grace for him at the beginning, I can directly accept disciples like Chu Yun. After thinking about it, Zhang Chushuan decided to do it simply. With a decision, he exerted all his strength to shrink the ground into an inch, step out of the dynasty directly to the sky over the town under the original ridge, and then released his divine sense to investigate. The next moment, his expression became strange. It's too coincidental, isn't it? Inside a slightly dilapidated house, Handy was tied up and lying on the ground, and in front of him stood an old man with a withered face and scruffy clothes. Soul extinction. Let me remind you one last time, you are only in the Yuan infant state. If you don't help, you won't last long and your soul will be scattered. If I have an accident and no one helps you find a suitable body, you will definitely not be better. So if there is something missing and false in the method of seizing the exercises, and it is too late to change your words, then I will definitely not hate you. For this, I can also put a poison curse. The old man stood there talking to himself, looking very strange. At this time, a 04 abrupt voice sounded in this room. There is absolutely no problem for me to pass on your secret method of seizing the house. It must be known that the seizure is the exclusive property of the strong above the Saint Lord level, and although the Jaden realm and the Divine Mansion realm have Jaden and Shenfu Yuan infant who can survive being physically destroyed for a period of time, there is no special way to still die. My secret method is to learn that the destroyed Earth sect, although it is an evil law, it also happens to be a lifesaver for me and you. I can swear that the secretary of this exercise has not tampered with a word, otherwise I will be punished by heaven, and I will not die well, and my soul will be scattered. A firm bow appeared, clearly with great determination. Han Li, who was lying on the ground, listened to this strange conversation, his eyes desperate. He didn't understand how he could provoke this murderous calamity just watching this roadside beggar pity him and feed him. Originally, he used that strange object to make elixirs, and in a short period of time, he promoted his cultivation to the 7th level of the refining body realm, and finally joined the reserve army created by the Zhang family. Exercises, martial arts, ascending channels, and cheats. The clearly visible future is about to be shattered. Just because of an act of kindness. And he really didn't understand why he was chosen to be the one who took away the sacrifice because he looked so ordinary, his qualifications were so ordinary, and he was so ordinary. Lu Ziqian, don't hesitate. The soul extinction continued to sound. You forcibly built the foundation failed. Originally there were only 2 years left in the lifespan of 20 years, and now the power of the 2 souls and 7 spirits is still quite strong, at least suppressing a refining realm little devil is not a problem. 35. But over time, you're only going to get weaker. Gauze. Don't make it harder for yourself. This warning reminder made the old man Lu Ziqian's face change slightly. Thinking that this soul extinction had already made an oath, he also decided to give it a go. Well, cultivators are already fighting with the heavens. I failed to build the foundation. It is considered a failure to fight once. See that when I meet you, I have an opportunity, then take another risk. After all, it is a ruthless person who is determined to build a foundation, and it is better to have the opportunity to live again than to wait for death. It's over. Handan Li was completely desperate. His face was pale and his face was gloomy. The old man failed to build the foundation, and he was still a peak cultivator of the gathering spirit realm, much stronger than him, too much. That's exactly how it should be. Soul Extinction was very happy to hear Lu Ziqian's words, and said in a warm tone, 7 days ago, you changed your time to do it, and you still thought about the grace of a meal. I am a cultivator, and I should cultivate for a living. And if you think about it, I use the Qi technique supporting the secret method to help you find people with luck. In this huge Yanwang city, excluding the descendants of the Zhang family and some descendants of big forces, only Zhang Heng's ordinary boy is lucky, and meets the conditions for being taken away. You were originally just a loser who couldn't even succeed in foundation building, and you couldn't even compete for the most basic centennial life yuan. But now as long as you take this body and fuse the heavenly soul with the secret method, you can even inherit your luck, and then all kinds of adventures will not be great. Maybe you can still enter the eyes of the Zhang family, marry Bai Fumei, and embark on the road of rising in life. What are you panicking about? Then I will accept your auspicious words. When Lu Ziqian heard the great prospect drawn by the soul extinction, his heart couldn't help but feel a burst of fire, and he patted his chest and assured, don't worry, my Lu Ziqian counts what he says. As long as he succeeds, I will do my best to help you also find a person with great luck to devour. At that time, the two of us will cross Nanyangzhou and even Nanlingzhou domain together. Even the Yanwang dynasty may not be able to use its means. 35. Lu Ziqian didn't know if he was aroused by his fighting spirit, but he actually set his eyes on Yanwangchang, and his words had the meaning of soul extinction. Stupid, actually dare to hit the attention of the big guy Zhang, then you are afraid that you will not even know how to write dead words. That's my Yanwang honor, just you as an indigenous still want to surpass. Even I don't dare. At most, I just want to be a grandson-in-law for Boss Zhang, it's no problem to get into it. There was a mockery in Soul Destroyer's heart, but on the surface, he said in a surprised voice, okay, little brother thank you first, then thank you brother Lu. 35. When the time comes, we can also make a peach orchard to worship when we take the mat. Taoyuan solemn. Brother hello Yaxing. Lu Ziqian nodded, and seemed to hear the words of soul extinction in a more direction. Damn. 35. Han Li listened from the sidelines and almost gave birth to one Buddha and two Buddhas ascended to heaven. This Lu Ziqian, who was helped by him, as a strong man in the gathering spirit realm, deliberately pretended to be a beggar to approach him, and it had all come from that soul extinction before. The two discussed him as if they were discussing the meaning of a murderous beast killed on the other side. It's abominable. But now, there is nothing he can do. I can only hope that these two beasts will not do anything to my parents after they get my body. 55 Han Li thought with some resignation. And at this time, Lu Ziqian completely let go of the doubts in his heart and began to act. He took out the 7 special jade stones that he had exchanged for all his wealth, arranged them around Han Li in a specific way, and then lifted the latter's body, straightened his posture, and coiled them on the ground. After doing all this, he himself sat down cross-legged, put his hands together on the sides of his thighs, and quickly pinched the spell. Buzz. As the aura emerged, entering those jade stones and making the jade glow dazzlingly, a special blue light pattern appeared on the ground. This seems to be a formation, but there is not a formation. Immediately after, Lu Ziqian's lips moved slightly and he recited a series of incantations. This is a string of spells, and when Han Li hears it, he only feels that the whole person is groggy, as if he will fall asleep at any time, completely supported by the belief that he does not want to die. But under the monk's means, his resistance seemed to be completely futile, and his thinking had gradually become blurred. 0. It's over, Han Li shouted in his heart. But with all his might, he was powerless to resist the attack of this voice. I'm about to fall asleep. Bang. 9. The door was suddenly exposed and broken. A flash of light flashed. Click. The jade stones on the ground suddenly turned into powder. The originally sleepy Han Li's whole person suddenly opened his eyes like a lightning strike. And after he saw the person clearly, he suddenly showed a surprised expression. Lord Prince, save me. .270. Meanwhile, the World Channel. Phew, it's not easy to finally become the 8-pin family. Shish, the big guy appeared upstairs. 8 products. There are at least 3 strong people in the big guy family, and they still have to pass the assessment, cowhide. The young patriarch can only send 1 message a day on the World Channel. The official patriarch chats, the 9-pin patriarch 3, the 8-pin patriarch 5, envy the big guy who can have 5. The whole people have traveled through 7 months, and the number of participants has been reduced by 1%, hundreds of millions, but there are also big guys who are constantly rising, and the 8 products are the strongest sequence. According to my statistics, it is now less than 100. Hey, the system has newly opened a family comprehensive combat power ranking. I just entered the list, only 98, indicating that there are 97 8-rank bigwigs, which is nothing at all. Shish, the 98th among billions of people is nothing. Versailles, I would like to call you the strongest. I really don't think it's anything. After all, Boss Zhang created the 8-pin family half a year ago. It's far worse, you have to be humble. Speaking of Boss Zhang, he doesn't seem to have appeared for a while. 180 days in bold, I miss him a little. Seeing the words of this new 8-pin clan elder, a group of people smelled the smell of pretending X, and there was obvious hostility. It is clear that this is another person who has risen and thinks he can surpass Zhang Chushuan. At this moment, a series of voices sounded. World announcement. Xuantian continent Zhang Chushuan completes the hidden achievement, the savior of the Son of Luck, and receives a series of rewards confidential. X3. World announcement. Xuantian continent Zhang Chushuan was the first to promote the family to the 7th rank and get a special treasure chest reward X1. X3. World announcement. Xuantian continent Zhang Chushuan is the first to promote the family to the 6th rank and get a special treasure chest reward X1. X3. All of them. 52%. Chapter 206 Licking the Dog Rising Diary, Family Grade 2 Jump. Subscription required. Savior of Luck, 7th pin, 6th pin. Crouch. In a city in the south of the Chenjuo domain of the eastern Zan domain of the Xuantian continent, a young man who was pressed by a big fat girl was a little breathless, and the young man who was breathing heavily almost lost his breath. This young man was none other than Wu Kaihu, who had previously played in the World Channel and had just become the patriarch of the Bapin family. Speaking of his own history, Wu Kaihu was a tearful and smiling face. Before crossing, he was a well-known duck in the circle of rich women in the magic capital, with a fairly handsome face, and exercised a fairly okay pimple figure. The most important thing is to be well-versed in licking the dog avenue, and all weigh 18. If the 3000 avenue also contains this dog-licking avenue, he will definitely be able to become a grandmaster-level representative figure among them, and make decisions forever. When working, accompany rich women to play happy seeking, and in their spare time, they are like fish in water in a group of internet celebrity circles, and play flowers. In his life, he can implement it with a cock word. Originally, he also planned to make a big wave, unite a rich woman to inherit everything from a rich businessman, and even the plan was formulated, and when he was ready to act, the era of family building for the whole people came. He became the young patriarch of the bottom family in a small town. His grandfather was seriously injured, his father was missing, and although the patriarchs did not rebel, the situation was very bad. Fortunately, his skills in his previous life were still there, and he seized the opportunity to lick Wei Sayu, the daughter of the patriarch of the top family of Jupin from the county town and with a birthmark on his face. After licking this Wei Sayu comfortably, he not only successfully mastered the position to become the patriarch, but also unified the town through the hands of this Jupin family, and obtained a precious elixir to proudly recover from his grandfather's injuries and break through to the peak of the refining body realm. At this time, good luck came, and he opened the box and drove to the Chong Cave Pill to help his grandfather become the first cultivator of the gathering spirit realm. After a period of development, the Wu family successfully stood firm in the small county. With the help of the weekly unpacking opportunity, he continued to enrich the family heritage, and later he was lucky enough to draw a double cultivation method and special yang attribute medicinal materials. With the help of these two, he took a desperate move, rushed directly to the county seat, locked the target, and climbed the current rich woman in the fantasy world, Lin Shuangshuang. Lin, the youngest daughter of a 7-rank top family elder, has a very high cultivation talent, but for some unknown reason, her body is fat and ugly. In Wu Kaihu's opinion, appearance is nothing at all. Lick it and it's over. With the help of Lin Shuangshuang's spare no effort and the opportunity to open the box, the Wu family finally became the 8-pin family today, and they were directly exempted from the assessment under the greeting of the Lin family. His efforts were finally rewarded. Recently, he is preparing to repeat his old skills, planning to climb to the rank of a royal daughter of the dynasty, and I believe that it is only a matter of time before the family is promoted to the 7th rank, and maybe he can surpass Zhang Chushuan later. Just as the so-called licking dog, licking to the end, everything. At this time, of course, you have to go to the group to install a wave. But the result, Zhang Chushuan came with another 2-step jump. Snap. Suddenly, a sharp pain came from his face. Wu Kaihu raised his head in a daze and met Shengelin Shuangshuang's pair of eyes that were squeezed into slits by the horizontal flesh. Double Shuangshuang, what's wrong? Wu Kaihu covered his face and asked inexplicably. Although I used to play games, I could also fight, but they were all means, in order to please Lin Shuangshuang. Today's slap is somewhat inexplicable. Are you thinking about that little hooves? Lin Shuangshuang's eyes with only one slit were almost closed, and his voice said coldly, I found that you have been a lot cold to me recently, aren't you tired? How can I get tired of you? Wu Kaihu forced a smile. He has indeed been thinking about going to the dynasty recently, but it is impossible to admit this matter. Then I let you kill that ugly woman with something on her face, you won't refuse, right? 9. Lin Shuangshuang's words were full of threats. Wu Kaihu's heart was tight. Wei Sayu recently came to the county to find him. For the sake of this woman who had helped herself, he would not pull, ruthless, and persuade the other party to go back. But the stupid woman refused, and threatened to have a way to help her get out of Lin Shuangshuang's clutches, believing that she was forced. Now it seems that Lin Shuangshuang discovered this matter. When? Of course not. Wu Kaihu forced a far-fetched smile and said squarely, I personally intervened to make her disappear in this world, and I have one heart on you, both of them. Better so. Lin Shuangshuang showed a satisfied smile. Wu Kaihu is his, and no one can take it away. Poof. Lin Shuangshuang was about to continue Taishan to press the top, when he suddenly spewed out a mouthful of blood. Wu Kai, who was drenched, looked up, and found that a hand was pierced through the chest of the other party, holding the heart in his hand, which was still beating. What circumstance? Wu Kai, who was sick to his stomach for a while, but forcibly held back and did not vomit. Now the situation is clearly not right. Wu Lang. At this moment, a face appeared behind Lin Shuangshuang, which made Wu Kai soften directly. Sayu. Poof. On this day, the demonic energy gushed and swept through the city. At the same time, inside the World Channel. It's still a familiar recipe, it's still a familiar taste. 39. Big Guy Zhang is still that Big Guy Zhang, I can't compare with ordinary people. 55. Zhang Chushuan. Hey, I'm just playing in front, just don't improve, I'll mention too. Terrible, so there are already 3 Divine Mansion Realm True Monarchs in the Zhang Chushuan family. It's not an ordinary Divine Mansion Realm True Monarch yet. That's right, the family level is promoted. In addition to the family's strength reaching the standard, it also needs to pass the assessment of the subordinate forces, which is related to the redivision of the sphere of influence, the redivision of the cake. No one will release water. Big Guy Zhang is still that Big Guy Zhang, and the guy who just became the 8-pin family before still has to be low-key. That's right, Boss Zhang is completely above me and others, but he never shows off, and I also heard that Boss Zhang often gives various benefits to fellow villagers, which is the pattern of the strong. Don't take that guy out and whip the corpse just now. Whiplash. You guys go see the family leaderboard yourself, that guy's family is gone. Is this extinguished? Good fellow, I'm a good guy directly. Zhang Chushuan was completely unaware of the discussions on the World Channel. In his eyes, the family building system of the whole people is simply a golden finger, and even those fellow villagers who cross are also part of the golden finger, which can provide him with several more hundredfold increase opportunities. Being overtaken by someone like this, if it really happens, he can buy a piece of tofu and crash to death. Become a 7th and 6th rank, Zaire moves quite fast. 99. The corners of Zhang Chushuan's mouth were slightly upturned. To say that in terms of strength, his Zhang family has long been promoted to the 7th rank, and it can even be said that it is a 7th rank extreme, and the 7th rank is invincible. In the eyes of outsiders, the Zhang family is the first family of the Yanwang family, the proper 6-pin family, or a 6-pin family that controls the 6-pin dynasty. But before today, the system gave the Zhang family a rating of 8th. Zhang Chushuan was convinced that this had something to do with the family's lack of formal canonization. At the beginning, he guessed that the family system of the whole people also had an assessment of the family's grade. In addition to the strength of the family members, it is necessary to pass the assessment. So after breaking through the Divine Mansion realm, he asked Yi Shi to declare the Zhang family as a 6-rank family, and the 6-rank extreme dynasty created by the Zui Phoenix body had this qualification. Now it seems that this is the case. The harvest will be counted when I go back, and the matter in front of me will be solved first. Quote. Zhang Chushuan flashed countless thoughts for a moment, but instantly converged, turned to look at Han Li, and said, "Little one, how are you?" "Thank you for the prince's life, the boy is fine." 35 Han Li said with gratitude in his heart. He has recovered his freedom with the help of Zhang Chushuan. That's good. Zhang Chushuan nodded, glanced at Lu Ziqian's corpse next to him, and said, "Then I'll take it." This Lu Ziqian seems to have an interesting soul hidden in his body, and Zhang Chushuan plans to study it. In the Legend of the Mortal Emperor, it can be mentioned that Handon Li had this calamity. Maybe the butterfly effect. Then it's no wonder that he saved Handon Li and got a hidden reward. Obviously, without him, Handon Li may be very dangerous this time. But this may also be the strength of the Child of Luck, otherwise why was he discovered it just when he was about to suffer calamity? Before hearing that Zhang Chushuan was going to take him away, Han Li suddenly showed an expression of hatred and said coldly, "Lord Prince, what should I do according to the Yanwang King law?" This is aimed at Lu Ziqian. After all, it feels uncomfortable to be avenged by the general. Naturally it is obliteration. Zhang Chushuan narrowed his eyes and said lightly, "He wants to take away you, but it is an evil cultivator, and the human race will curse him when he sees it." "Can that be left to the kid to kill?" Han Li asked in a firm voice. "It's nothing." Zhang Chushuan shrugged indifferently. He was interested in the soul called soul extinction. Lu Ziqian is a poor tool man who failed to build the foundation, and he has nothing to care about. "Thank you, Prince." Han Li thanked him, but did not rush to do it, but asked, "Lord Prince, have you heard of the Son of Luck?" Zhang Chushuan. What's the situation? 52%. Chapter 207 Future Han Old Demon Allegia. Immortal King Artifact. Subscription required. Son of Luck. The corners of Zhang Chushuan's mouth were slightly upturned, and he looked at Han Li with interest. In this world, there is no one who knows the child of luck better than him. If anyone has an opinion, he doesn't mind taking out the bunch of skills on his body that are aimed at the child of luck and using it all over again. Han Li has a mortal rise and flow of atmospheric luck, and he is truly a rise purely by atmospheric luck, Zhang Chushuan naturally knows. With Han Leomo's personality, it is reasonable to say that he would not trust people so easily and say something. Because I have a lifesaver for him, believe me to tell me. 35. It should only be a part, it should be thinking that I will interrogate the soul and take the initiative to tell me some things to gain my favor. 35. Even the old devils who are just beginning to rise are absolutely cautious. Zhang Chushuan thought about it and figured out the key, but did not debunk it, but said with an interested expression, I can not only the Zui Phoenix body, but also open this Yanwang dynasty, I naturally have some understanding of luck. 35. Is there anything you want to say? I have great luck in me. Han Li swept Lu Ziqian and said in a deep voice, it is precisely because I have great luck that these two will set their eyes on me and want to take away me. Lord Prince, I want to join the Black Dragon armor to serve the country with my life. Han Li raised his head and looked at Zhang Chushuan, his black and white eyes full of seriousness. Interesting. Zhang Chushuan understood Han Li's plan. This is a shadow made by Lu Ziqian's hand, for fear of when he will recruit a black hand again. After all, the son of luck is mysterious and mysterious, not easy to understand. Han Li wanted to find a safe place. And if he caught the soul and exterminated the life, he would soon know the reason for his and Lu Ziqian's move, that is, the identity of the son of luck 273 could not be hidden. Since this is the case, it is better to use this identity as a stepping stone and join the most powerful person in the Yanwang dynasty. The Black Dragon armor is a forbidden army personally controlled by Zhang Chushuan, and in Han Li's opinion, he can be regarded as his own person. Recognize the situation clearly in the blink of an eye, take the initiative to expose the identity that you can't hide immediately as a bargaining chip, and your thinking is really agile. Quote. It is not only to seek a chance to save your life, but also to surrender. Realizing Han Li's plan, Zhang Chushuan pondered for a moment and said, it's very interesting to talk, but there is no basis for empty words, do you have any way to prove it? 39. Although he paid attention to collecting Han Li for his own use, Zhang Chushuan did not have the idea of being wronged. Supporting evidence, Han Li lowered his head, his expression a little tangled. But in an instant, he collected his thoughts and said seriously, I got a treasure, although I don't know how precious it is, but the spiritual liquid condensed by the moonlight is gathered in it, and even the quality of the pill under the ground level can be optimized, and the starting grade must be above the ground level. After speaking, Han Li turned and walked to the desk in the room and picked up a bottle placed under the table. This scene shocked Zhang Chushuan. This Han Li is really bold. The quasi-emperor vessel Chungshan bottle is actually placed under the desk so unscrupulously, and he is not afraid of being discovered and taken away. But on second thought, Zhang Chushuan admired his wisdom a little. If there is really a strong person who cannot be resisted by Han Li, the strength is at least above the gathering spirit realm, and he already has divine sense, and the external release can achieve the effect of radar detection. If you really put the treasure in a secret place and hide it, it would be 300 taels without silver here. You're smart. 9. Zhang Chushuan reached out and took the bottle handed by Han Li without stingy praise. Han Li hesitated for a moment and took out the treasure to him, which was a wise move. If you find that you can consume the broken quasi-emperor vessel bearing heaven bottle, you can choose to double the consumption. Quote. 1. Bearing heaven bottle body, broken quasi-emperor artifact, x100. 2. Chungshan bottle quasi-emperor, x10. 3. Chungshan bottle, imperial vessel, instrument soul, x1. The 100-fold reward ability is still powerful, and the quasi-emperor utensils can also be increased by 100-fold. Zhang Chushuan had expected it and made the decision as soon as possible. I choose 1. This is not a multiple-choice question to hesitate. What has increased 100-fold will not be able to increase unless it is completely renewed. Han Li has a Chungshan bottle. Zhang Chushuan has long known through the biography of the great emperor mortal, and knows it very clearly. This Chungshan bottle is not so much a quasi-imperial artifact as an innate spiritual treasure, with 30 prohibitions inside, but that was the peak period. The Chengxian bottle is originally the treasure of the Junzong that belongs to the great power of the immortal world on the Xuantian continent. The whole body is dark green bottle-shaped, divided into bottle body and bottle cap, bottle spirit. The combination of the three is the whole, for the top grade immortal king weapon, and is born in the immortal world opened up innate treasures, very precious, is a treasure that even the immortal king attaches importance to, and has the incredible ability to seize the heavens and the earth. Under the calculation of several immortal kings in the immortal world, the Chengxiangguan was sneak attacked, and the Chengxian bottle was stolen out by traitors, but it escaped and fell after the immortal world's space great shift charm, and finally experienced the destruction of chaotic storms and fell to this Xuantian continent. The Chengxian bottle fell from the immortal king to the emperor level, and the bottle body, bottle cap, and bottle spirit were separated, and the bottle body was broken, and it fell to the eastern Zan domain of the Xuantian continent and Nanyang prefecture in the south of the Lingzhou domain, and was picked up by Handy Li. The Chengxian bottle was picked up by Handan Li and is the most critical item in its rise. During his rise, Han Li also continued to develop the ability of the Chengxian bottle, so that the effect it could exert gradually recovered to the quasi-imperial level, until he found the Chengxian bottle cap containing the power of sealing AEE in a 3-rank holy place. At that time, this bottle cap was used by the other party to seal the body of the evil demon Outer Path, and it was also a broken quasi-imperial weapon, but when the two were fused, the grade of the Chengxian bottle directly rose from the broken quasi-imperial weapon to the peak of the quasi-imperial weapon. Later, Han Liu retrieved the bottle spirit, and even let the Chengxian bottle soar to the peak of the quasi-immortal weapon. As long as he returned to the immortal world to absorb the immortal spirit chi, he could return to the immortal weapon level. This is a good thing. Whether it is the life spirit liquid that breeds the speed of the increase in the elixir, or the powerful refining ability of sealing demons, people dare not underestimate. Since it's your own thing, put it away yourself. Zhang Chushuan played with the Chengxian bottle for a while and returned it to Handy. However, in his spatial ring, there are already 100 more heavenly bearing bottles broken and quasi-emperor weapons. In the early stage, this is not cost-effective. Even if 10,000 heaven-bearing bottles are not worth a complete quasi-emperor heaven-bearing bottle, let alone compare to the emperor vessel heaven-bearing bottle. But Zhang Chushuan thought further. He now first obtained 100 broken quasi-imperial weapons, and then waited for Han Li to find the bottle cap and then took it over to increase by 100, and the combination of the two phases would have 100 peak quasi-imperial weapons. Wait for Handan Li to find the heaven-bearing bottle vessel spirit, and then multiply that vessel spirit 100-fold, and then fuse it with 100 quasi-emperor vessel Chengxian bottles, and have hundreds of quasi-immortal artifacts in an instant. At that time, take these 100 quasi-immortal weapons to the immortal world to go around and transform into immortal weapons, and soon it will increase 100 times. Wouldn't a 100-fold increase in 100 immortal ultimate heavenly bottles be better than getting an imperial weapon or a quasi-imperial weapon now? The wait is a little longer, but it's very valuable. Return me. Han Li was stunned for a moment, looking surprised. The spiritual weapon with a grade above the ground level would even be moved by the divine mansion realm true monarch when he saw it, and Zhang Chushuan actually returned it to him. It was incredible to him. Especially for Handan Li, who has just experienced revenge, it seems so strange. What, do you think I'm going to rob you of something, Junior? Zhang Chushuan deliberately made a face. At this time, Handan Li lost his past spirit, and thought that Zhang Chushuan was really angry, and quickly apologized. I'm sorry, Lord Prince, I didn't mean that. 99. It's just. In a hurry, Han Li didn't know what to say for a while. Seeing his appearance, Zhang Chushuan immediately laughed and shook his head. You don't have to be nervous, I'm just joking with you. The level of this bottle in your hand is even above the heavenly rank. Even if the Saint Lord level power sees it, it will snatch it, but it is only for me. Keep it for yourself. But I recognize your identity as the Son of Luck. 35. This black dragon armor, you can do it. This token is given to you. You can go to Qianshan Palace to report to me at any time. There are some gadgets left in it, which should be the meeting gift I left for you. Quote. It can also be regarded as my investment in you, the Son of Luck. 35. Smiling and shaking his head, Zhang Chushuan casually took out a special spatial communication token and gave it to Han Li, which contained a sword intent from him. If Handan Li encountered danger, this token could deliver an all-out blow comparable to the peak power of the Saint Lord level. I'll go first. Then grabbed Lu Ziqian in his hand, Zhang Chushuan stepped out, and his figure disappeared. Han Li held the token and did not return to his senses for a long time. When he came back to his senses, he pasted the token on his forehead and then used his chi and blood. In the later stage of the refining realm, warriors can open space items and jade janes in this way. Shish. When he saw what was in the token, Han Li gasped. Am I the illegitimate son of Lord Prince? 52%. Chapter 208 Shocking Immortal Realm Mortal Teleportation Array. Subscription required. Could it be that I am the illegitimate son of Lord Prince? Seeing the pile of things in the token, Han Li's expression was extremely dull. No wonder he has such groundbreaking ideas. It's just that Zhang Chushuan gives too much, too good. Yang Yan Treasure Jade, a piece of Xuanji Treasure Jade. Ziwan Sword Technique, the ground step grade exercise, but also supporting a bunch of purple bamboo, already a ground step grade long sword, purple bamboo, cloud sword. The Great Heaven Yan is a heavenly rank exercise that can be integrated with countless exercises to increase the speed of cultivation and special auxiliary means. Blood Jade Barbarian Bull Spirit Beast Egg, a fierce beast that can be cultivated to the Jaden realm. The Great Movement Order can move millions of miles of treasures in an instant. Flame Dueling and Breath Containment Techniques. Both are secret techniques. The former is practiced to be able to skillfully control flames, whether it is used against enemies or manipulation to alchemy, and alchemy is very useful. Breath-holding techniques can be used to play pigs and eat tigers. Finally, there is a 5 elements heavenly yuan pill, and after swallowing, you can get the innate 5 elements spirit body, a top spirit body, which strengthens all aspects of talent. These things can make the strong of the Jaden realm and the Divine Mansion realm break their heads, and make the 6-rank forces covet and increase the foundation. If it is put together, ordinary 5-product forces can't take it out casually. So many valuable things, Zhang Chushuan gave him a brain, just for investment. There is also a heaven-bearing bottle in his hand that surpasses the quality of the heaven rank. No, it shouldn't be. Handin quickly dismissed his unrealistic idea. The first Zhang family is not right. In terms of appearance, he is too ordinary, and he does not match the handsome guys and beauties of the Zhang family at all, not to mention that he has a single eyelid. The Zhang family all have 3 eyelids. The point is that you and your parents look alike. There is only one answer. The strength of the Zhang family is beyond my understanding. Handin Li locked the only answer. Obviously, the Zhang family's background is very deep, so deep that it does not put the things of the earth and heavenly rank in their eyes. That feeling, as if a million is a huge fortune in the eyes of a millionaire, but it is just a little pocket money in the eyes of a billionaire. I hold this golden thigh, and the emperor can't stop me when he comes. Han Li clenched the token and treasure bottle in his hand fiercely, as if he had grasped the future. Tisk, the great emperor can't stop it. Zhang Chushuan stepped out in one step, the space moved, and the person had returned to the secret territory of time. But he was still paying attention to Handin Li's side, and he happened to hear the other party's words of determination, and smiled noncommittally. How Handin Li does it, Zhang Chushuan doesn't matter. Anyway, those things given belong to Handy according to the original trajectory. Now, after a 100-fold increase, that's only 1% of the resources. After Handin Li uses these resources to rise, he has strong luck and strength, and the resources that can be recovered will be more and better. At that time, it will increase 100-fold, and the takeoff of the rich is a normal operation. Zhang Chushuan didn't know what Han Li thought in his heart, otherwise he might not be able to help but shoot this guy who wanted to recognize himself as his father. However, he may also think, let the son of luck recognize the godfather, maybe there can also be a hidden achievement reward. It's a pity that he doesn't know what Han Li has in mind. Lu Ziqian left it to Han Li to kill himself, but the guy in his body. Zhang Chushuan's eyes froze, opened his ice spirit eyes, and shot out a red light to turn into a red lotus. This is the ability of the Immortal Sutra to increase after absorbing the red lotus ice, and has the effect of sealing, trapping, and burning the soul. Increasing spiritual power to say it can also turn the attack into substance, and burning 7 spirits is not a problem. Big brother Zhang, stop, stop. The red lotus fell on Lu Ziqian's body, suddenly swelled into a huge fire lotus and wrapped its body, and then split into a small fire lotus, with a dark smoke in it. As soon as this thick smoke appeared, he quickly turned into a human form and begged for mercy. Zhang Chushuan raised his eyebrows and asked with interest, listening to the title, it seems to be your own person. The crosser cannot reveal his identity as a crosser to the aborigines of the crossing world in any way, and Zhang Duwei's title is obviously a fellow of the earth. Yes, Boss Zhang, I'm Yanwang. The soul said a little excitedly. What I admire the most is you, big guy, please don't kill me. 55. Whether it's swearing or signing, I can. I don't want to die. Zhang Chushuan did not agree or refuse, but asked in turn, Soul Extinction is not your real name, right? Big guy, my real name is Yu Junji, a native of Haicheng. I was a web writer before the crossing, and my family conditions are average, and I have 2 houses. Yu Junji did not hesitate to say all his information. Zhang Chushuan frowned slightly. Even after living in the Xuantian continent for more than 40 years, and now that a dynasty has been opened up, a powerful family has been created, but when I hear the 2 suites in Haicheng, my heart can't help but throb a little. Tell me about the situation after you crossed over, and why did you set your eyes on the Child of Luck? How did you target the Child of Luck? 35. Zhang Chushuan converged his interest and went straight to the point. This fellow has a good attitude, and with his current cultivation, he can feel that the other party worships him from the bottom of his heart. There are fellow families in the Yanwang dynasty, and it is not bad to add this one. But the premise has to be valuable. 0 asking for flowers. Otherwise, it's better to leave it to Han Li to vent his anger. Big guy, I had good luck until a month ago. 35. Yu Junji saw that Zhang Chushuan didn't want to talk nonsense, and directly began to tell the point. The place where I was born is in the territory of Jiao State, Wanghai County, Jinghai Fu, and Shuiyan Town, the county seat of Yushang. That town was built on a pirate, but it has a well similar to a teleportation array, which can instantly reach a pool near the county seat after use. The Yu family is the only family in this town. My chief father is still a peak martial artist of the refining body realm, and as an only son, my status and resources are very good, luckier than most people. It's not afraid to say it, and you're not afraid of the big guy you joke. The big guy, you are the first to become the patriarch. Many people are trying to compete for the top 100, but I was sleeping at that time, and when I woke up the top 100 had no chance. I didn't fight. I especially like salted fish. Quote. Until half a month, the Swordfish clan suddenly attacked Shuiyan Town, and there was also a spirit monster comparable to the early stage of the trainer's cultivator. In order not to let the people in the town suffer too many casualties, I asked my father to pass on the position of the patriarch to me, and then turned on the skill to temporarily reach the gathering spirit realm. With the sword technique and body technique of opening the box twice, I loaded a wave in front of the whole town. That Swordfish clan gathering spirit realm elf monster left behind before he died, saying that we are blasphemers, and we will soon be punished by the upper realm. I didn't feel at ease and started salting fish for a long time. But after another half a month, a circle of fog suddenly appeared on the sea around the island where Shuiyan Town was located, and it did not disperse for several months, seriously affecting the life of the town. Just when I was about to go to the county to find the county chief to investigate the situation, the whole island suddenly flew up, and those fogs became clouds. Speaking of this, Yu Junji's soul eyes widened, as if he recalled something shocking. The island flew. Zhang Chushuan's expression changed suddenly. He was not surprised that the island could fly, as long as he was willing. Now arranging a special large array and consuming spirit stones to arrange the array could also make the town under the original ridge fly and turn into a city in the air. But in addition to looking spectacular, this is not of much use, and that Shuiyan Town is only a middle town, and the island is not large, which is not at all comparable to the important town of Lingxia Town. The reason why Zhang Chushuan was surprised was because of a memory in Yifeng's mind, as well as some plots in the book, The Legend of the Fighting Breaking the Great. Starting from the time point when Zhang Yanren made a 3-year contract, about 5 years from now, there will be a peerless natural array around Wanghai Prefecture. Could it be the eye of that immortal realm Linfen Great Array? River. 53%. Chapter 209. The World of Great Controversy, Turbulent Times. Subscription required. The immortal realm Linfen Teleportation Array, as the name suggests, connects the upper realm of the Xuantian continent, and can allow the immortals of the upper realm to become mortals. 5 years later, when the Linfen Teleportation Array was opened, there was indeed an immortal doppelganger in the nether, and the strength could be compared to that of the quasi-emperor of the human race. This nether immortal came from the Sea Clan, and as soon as it appeared, it killed nearly 100 million people in many coastal cities, fusing the flesh and blood of these people into a special large array that was used to advance the bloodline of its nether descendants. If it weren't for the fact that several great saints of the Dongshuan domain sensed the situation and joined forces to block this immortal doppelganger, the Terrans in many places, including Nanyangzhou, were afraid that they would also be destroyed. But even so, a protracted war that swept through countless state cities in the Dongshuan region broke out. And the starting point of all this all came from the opening of that Linfen legend array, which allowed the Nether Sea clan to be protected by the upper realm immortals. It wasn't until the rise of the Zhang family that the situation in the Nanzhuo region and several other domains where Nanyangzhou was located improved, and they began to resist the attack of the Sea tribe. The water dragon hall that Chu Yun joined was also 273 to resist the pioneer of the Sea tribe. That Sea clan immortal doppelganger was finally destroyed by Yishi and Zhang Yanren, who had just broken through to the Great Sage realm. As for why there has always been no human race strongman, it is because 5 years later is also the era when the evil clans outside the region began to recover and began to descend. At that time, the strong people of the Terran race went to deal with these evil races, and they couldn't spare their hands for a while. This point, look at the need for multiple holy places to send great sage powerhouses out at the same time to block it. If it weren't for the rise of Zhang Yanren and Yishi, I don't know how many regions and human beings would suffer. But even if Zhang Yanren and Yishi rose, countless people had already suffered before this. This is the cruelty of inter-ethnic wars. Whether it is Yi Feng's memory or Lin Lang's book memory, the bloody war history of the Terran Sea clan in those decades occupies a large space. At the end of the war, a supreme powerhouse with a rock-solid heart sighed, if only the immortals of the immortal Sea clan were not inferior to the ordinary in the beginning. The war between the evil race and the Terran is inevitable, but this war between the Sea clan and the Terran could not have happened. After all, the Terran is not without strong. It's a pity that no one found out before the appearance of that Linfen Great Formation, and even after the Sea clan immortals were killed, no one knew where the eye of the formation was to close the formation, otherwise it could be closed in advance. This formation disappeared, or after Yanren broke through the Quasi-Emperor, he destroyed 70% of the formation foundation with his absolute strength. Now it seems that this burst of eyes flew into the sky 5 years in advance. Zhang Chushuan's eyes became more and more solemn. After thinking about it, he said to Yu Junji, if you are telling the truth. 99. Then not only do the merits offset the merits, but I can also reward you. Tell me everything. Yu Junji immediately breathed a sigh of relief in his heart. Zhang Chushuan is a benchmark flag in the hearts of most crossers, both capable and good to fellow villagers, and even the belief in the hearts of many people. In the hearts of most Yanwang crossers, Zhang Chushuan is very stable. Boss Zhang, it's like this. Then Yu Junji began to tell his experience after the island took off. At first, there was nothing, although everyone lived in the air, they could still rely on the well in the town to go to the county to buy supplies. Because things were too weird, I didn't talk about the island taking off. Actually, it's all about wondering if there will be an adventure. But not long after, the teleportation power of the well suddenly disappeared, and everyone was trapped on the island, facing an increasing scarcity of resources. The only good thing is that there is land on the island, and the townspeople can be self-sufficient without worrying about food, otherwise they are afraid that there will be a big mess long ago. This situation lasted for 4 months. When everyone was about to adapt to life on the flying island, the well with the power of teleportation suddenly changed color and began to boil, rising a strange circle of mist, and then a large number of swordfish tribes appeared from it, continuously. Although the patrol team in the town quickly reacted, and the Yu family entered the battle as soon as possible, an area around the teleportation well was still snatched by the Swordfish clan. In fact, if it weren't for Yu Junji's good luck in opening the box, and opening a lot of good things in the treasure chest to help him and his father improve their strength, the island would have fallen long ago. But as more and stronger swordfish tribes appear from that legend, the town will eventually be unable to resist. The speed of opening boxes to increase strength simply cannot meet our needs to resist the Swordfish clan, and there is no way to evacuate, because there is an enchantment on the periphery of the island, and the teleportation well is occupied by those bastards of the Swordfish clan, not to mention, it seems that it is no longer teleported to the county seat. Originally, I already had the idea of waiting for death, and I knew that if I opened the box and got an Earth tier elixir, I could transform myself into a soul body. There is a difference between the soul race and the ghost. The ghosts and monsters no longer have 7 spirits, the beginning is fully open to the Earth soul, and the human soul and the Earth soul are recovered later, but the style of acting will still be biased towards grumpiness. The soul body family is born with 2 souls and 7 spirits fused into a whole, which is similar in structure to the ghost general who recondensed the ghost body in the Divine Mansion realm. Therefore, although the soul race is rare, the lower limit is very high, and the worst natural growth is also an existence comparable to a real person in the Jaden realm. That Earth level pill, the level is not lower than 0. After having the soul body, I took a desperate step and took advantage of the night to sneak into the base area of the Swordfish clan, wanting to teleport out through the teleportation well to send a message to people. I always felt that the island took off inexplicably, and those Swordfish clan came to make trouble again. There was a conspiracy. Zhang Chushuan said that although you are salted fish, your IQ is okay. That teleportation well is the same as I guessed. The corresponding teleportation point has been changed, teleporting me to the territory of those elves of the Swordfish clan. Fortunately, it was just a peripheral tribe of the Swordfish clan, and I escaped by relying on the concealment of the soul body, but unfortunately my luck was exhausted and I was actually arrested by this Lu Ziqian. 35. I didn't want to die, so I told him a so-called secret recipe, and then I kept prodding him to come to Yanwang City, wanting to come to you Boss Zhang. The secret method I gave to Lu Ziqian can indeed be taken away, and there is no problem with the secret method itself, and the object of the sacrifice must also be a person with great luck, but the person who takes the sacrifice must have the cultivation above the spirit realm, otherwise he will die violently. That's all I have. After speaking, Yu Junji looked at Zhang Chushuan with a worried face, waiting for the trial to come. B. Zhang Chushuan smiled and was noncommittal. Regarding the island matter, Yu Junji did not lie, he could see it. But giving Lu Ziqian the secret method is afraid that it will be tricky. If he guessed correctly, the secret method is indeed fine. After all, if he came to see it and lied, the matter would be immediately debunked, and it would be a death. The problem lies with Yu Junji, the guy who transformed himself into a soul race. The 4.4 secret method can indeed be taken away, and there is really no problem with the secret method itself, and the object of the sacrifice must also be a person with great luck, but the person who takes the sacrifice must have the cultivation above the spirit realm, otherwise he will die violently. Yu Junji definitely did not tell Lu Ziqian about this matter. Previously, on the Han Li side, Yu Junji only said that there was no problem with the secret technique of the exercise, and every word was good, which was obviously playing on words. The secret technique is indeed fine, but it's a pity that Lu Ziqian is not worthy of it. Yu Junji probably wanted Lu Ziqian to pick up the leak himself and occupy the body of the Son of Luck after he failed to seize handily. Maybe you can achieve an achievement that replaces the Child of Luck. But these Zhang Chushuan don't care. If the news brought by Yu Junji is confirmed, the island occupied by the Swordfish clan is indeed the eye of the future big array. Then he found an opportunity to destroy it now, so that the Sea Tribe catastrophe could not come more than 4 years later. This move can save hundreds of millions of people. 53%. Chapter 210 Unboxing Against the Sky. 72 Earth Evil Powers. Subscription required. I will verify these things you said as soon as possible, and if there is no problem, I will help you reshape your body and reward you for your merits. Zhang Chushuan assured Yu Junji. Although he thought about a lot of things, the outside world was only a moment in the past. For the little ones that Yu Junji brought, he only guessed for the time being, and could not be sure, so he could not promise anything casually. But as long as he is serious, then Yu Junji is called a Terran hero, and naturally there should be a reward. I have no problem, listen to Boss Zhang. Yu Junji nodded for a while, looking willing to cooperate. Then I'll find you a place to take it first. Zhang Chushuan nodded lightly, and then took out a swarthy ring from the spatial ring. This ring is made of soul stones, and the Horcrux under the yellow rank is his practice during this time, but it is just suitable for Yu Junji's boarding. Thank you guy. The comfort from the soul ring made Yu Junji's eyes brighten, and he liked the big guy in his heart is worthy of being a big guy, and the shot was generous, and he immediately flashed in the ring. It's an interesting person. Zhang Chushuan glanced at the soul ring and casually threw it into the colorful Linglong Pagoda. There is a place suitable for soul bodies to live in this Linglong Pagoda, and after entering, the soul will sleep on its own, which is just suitable for Yu Junji to spend his time. 04. Originally, I was going to go to Wanghai City, and I happened to take a look at the flying island mentioned by Yu Junji. But before that, let's sort out the gains given by the system. Zhang Chushuan's eyes flashed slightly. The Sea Tribe Immortal of the Upper Realm still needs 5 years, and he has enough time to solve the problem of the teleportation array. As for the people in the original town, they must all be dead, otherwise Yu Junji would definitely be in a hurry to let him check the situation and save people. Only when the Yu family has been exterminated and Yu Junji has lost his identity as a patriarch can he explain why he and Lu Ziqian fought with some courage to personally come to Yanwang City, instead of contacting in the World Channel and regional channels. After all, the town where Yu Junji is located can also be regarded as the sphere of influence of the Yanwang dynasty. Since there is no need to hurry, Zhang Chushuan plans to collect the reward first. This time I became a child of luck to save my life, and I don't know what I will get. Zhang Chushuan's eyes looked expectant, and he manipulated to open the virtual panel and then go to check the history. Congratulations on triggering the hidden achievement, the child of luck to save the life, and get the hidden reward. Hidden reward 1. Heavenly Dao level skill katakana middle dot playing pig and eating tiger Heavenly Dao level breath gathering technique. Launching a second trick can change one's own realm aura and reveal strength, and can also hide lives, luck, etc. No one below the true immortal realm can solve it. Closing parenthesis quote. Hidden reward 2. Heavenly Dao level skill and explosive seeds. Use this skill to randomly increase your strength by 3 to 10 times. Hidden reward 3. Heavenly Dao level skill and blessing. If you are lucky the next day, you will use the cooldown for 1 month each time. Hidden reward 4. 1 chance to draw special chests. Yes, very cowhide. Is this the difference between the Son of Luck and the Son of the Heavenly Path? Seeing the reward obtained after becoming a lifesaver of Handy, Zhang Chushuan became more and more sure that this guy was not the Son of Luck of the Xuantian continent, but the Son of the Heavenly Dao of the Xuantian continent. The Son of Luck is divided into 3, 6, 9, etc., and the so-called amount of luck can also be regarded as the investment of the Heavenly Dao in order to upgrade to the seat, and the Son of the Heavenly Dao is his largest investment. I just don't know if Tiandao took a fancy to Handy before he got the Chengxian bottle, or after the Chengxian bottle. Zhang Chushuan thought with some gossip. He was more inclined to the latter possibility. There is only one Heavenly Dao in the Great Thousand World, and countless small and medium-sized worlds under the Great Thousand World have sub-level Heavenly Dao existence, which can be regarded as a subsidiary of the Heavenly Dao of the Immortal World, and also want to promote officials and make a fortune. The number of talents who have risen to the Immortal World is their biggest assessment standard. 0. If Tiandao had chosen Handan Li a long time ago, he would not have not invested until he obtained the Chengxian bottle, which was the same as sending charcoal in the snow. And sending the heavenly bottle is definitely not the handiwork of Tiandao. After all, Lingxia Town has already produced Zhang Yanren, the son of luck, and Zhang Chushuan, the son of pseudo-luck crosser. But after Han Li got the Chengxian bottle, his luck changed, and he was sensed by the heavenly Dao. After all, he got the fragment of the immortal king artifact in the name of the upper realm Big Brother. Closing parenthesis. At this time, of course, it is necessary to follow the wave of investment. In either case, now I've earned it. These 3 heavenly Dao level skills are good. A layer of fire appeared in Zhang Chushuan's eyes. Counting Han Li's time, he has received 5 hidden rewards so far, and has obtained a total of 15 hidden skills. But its 12 are basically aimed at the children of luck. Luck plunder. Whenever you kill or completely subdue a child of luck, you can get the entire origin of the other party. Son of Luck killer. Every child of luck has to be decent, loved by plain consciousness or the world heavenly way, etc. It is difficult to be killed. You with this characteristic, you can be completely free from dimensionality reduction blows, arbitrarily kill the protagonist of luck. Child of luck identification. You can view the luck status of the child of luck. Child of luck lock. When opened, you can lock the nearest child of luck. Children of Luck Showdown. One use requires a month's cooldown. You can specify to use it on a child of luck, regardless of the opponent's luck level to start a battle. Closing parenthesis. Child of Luck Searchlight can be used in conjunction with the protagonist's identification to know the type of child of luck. Children of Luck Affinity. Children of luck will feel good at first sight. Aura of luck beloved by heaven, possesses luck itself, does not need to be devoured, and can increase luck as you become stronger and have a child of luck. Luck equipment. You can get luck items to increase your luck. Luck is born, beloved by heaven, with a strange aura. When you give birth to an heir, it is very likely to be a child of luck. Closing parenthesis quote. Luck equipment duplication. Heaven loves. You can choose to bind a child of luck, copy the most precious thing in his hands every month, and the character can be replaced. Luck increase. You can increase your luck in a short period of time and improve your chances of encounters. 66.99. These skills are either used to fool the child of luck, or to deal with the child of luck. Therefore, it is impossible for anyone in this world to know more about the son of luck than him, not even the heavenly Dao. Burst seeds, bless, play pigs and eat tigers. 35. Zhang Chushuan took the necessary skills of these 3 children of luck in his eyes, and thought it was fun, but he didn't take it too seriously. Playing pig and eating tiger. Zhang Chushuan likes to crush. Explosive seeds. Find out about the skills of the whole race and the invincible realm. Blessed. Yi Feng and Lin Lang remembered to understand. It's all pediatrics. Zhang Chushuan skimmed nonchalantly. But he didn't know that he would be slapped in the face immediately. Let's open a special treasure chest. This thing is exciting for thieves. 35. Zhang Chushuan rubbed his hands. The things in special chests are the real good things. The first time I opened the box and got the Secretary Heavenly Soul Curse, I don't know how much convenience it brought him. It was simply a child of pit luck and an enemy artifact, and it was very fragrant with a soul search effect. The second time he opened the box, he got 273 to 10,000 devouring knives, and the family members had one handle, and now they have all been upgraded to the level of heaven, and it is only a matter of time before the outside world becomes the most suitable emperor weapon for themselves. For the third time, the green dragon heart is still constantly nourishing his body, revealing infinite vitality. In the fourth layer, the 5 divine beast eggs choose the birth of the son of luck and choose the vermilion bird pill, which is very compatible with the Yanwang dynasty, which is still in the incubation stage, but it will be a heavenly rank existence as soon as it is born. I don't know what this 5th time will be. Whoosh tilde operator. A colorful chest is suspended in midair. 10 boxes. Zhang Chushuan, who had just eaten a wave of welfare, decisively chose 10. Congratulations, you can open the Divine Power treasure chest, and you can choose one of the following 10 Earth Divine Powers to reach the entry level. Quote. Ghost communication. It is said to meet with the gods, it is said to be deep into the gods, you can gain insight into the hell of Hades, and you can see through the falsehood. Exorcism. It can detain and dispatch the land of mountain gods, and can also use all kinds of monsters and ghosts and yellow turban warriors. Danshin. Can bear the weight of the mountain, and is the art of moving mountains, and Monkey King is pressed under the 5 fingers mountain to not die. Water ban. As the name suggests, it refers to impassable or toxic rivers, which can flow unimpeded in prohibited water and come and go freely. Borrowing the wind. Can drive the wind and manipulate freely. Cloth fog. Refers to fog that can be placed anywhere or at any time. Pray for sunshine. It can make the rainy day clear and let the rain stop. Pray for rain. The art of rain and let it rain in a certain area. Sitting on fire. The golden lotus of the fire is called the fire, and it does not burn when it enters the fire. Into the water. In the sea, it is also called the abyss without drowning. Quote question mark question mark question mark quote. Crouch. Zhang Chushuan was shocked. You dare to believe that 72 earth powers have been opened. 53%. Chapter 211 Divine Technique. Quasi-Emperor Admission Ticket. Enter the door for the past month. Shish. 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 This is outrageous. Zhang Chushuan stepped out to his eldest wife Nangong Mushui and held the person in his arms. Nangong Mushui. What a good thing happened again. Nangong Mushui glanced at Zhang Chushuan, but did not say anything, but changed his sleeping position. Zhang Chushuan is like that. Every time he hesitates about something good, he needs to do something to keep himself calm. 5 fingers move flexibly to express the excitement in your heart. With the earth calamity power, is the heavenly power still far away? Zhang Chushuan's heart was hot, and he had decided to find an opportunity to study how to deal with the child of luck and get all the special treasure chest rewards. The 36 divine powers of Tiangong and the 72 techniques of earth calamity are also known as small magical powers, which are supreme magic methods. Even if they cultivate to reach the level of the immortal emperor, they are extremely useful, all of which can accompany the cultivator's cultivation to enhance the power effect of special means, applied to the depths, and the law has been involved. These 36 heavenly gangs and the 72 techniques of earth calamity are not the 72 transformations of the Monkey King Society and the 36 pennies of the Pig Baji Society. The 36 heavenly gang divine power is the supreme Taoist method. In Taoism, Bagua is the 6 trigrams, which are composed of 6 yin and yang symbols, which refer to all things in heaven and earth, that is, 3 and 3 are inexhaustible, 6 and 6 are infinite, and 36 represents infinity. The 36 divine powers of Tiangong are all great divine powers. Just give an example, such as mediation creation. This magical power is a kind of essence that creates something out of nothing or can transform things, can create all things, can subvert the original rules of the universe, and can also redefine new rules. The representative character is Hongwang Nua, and it is this means to create people to become holy. Another example is fetalization and transfiguration, or male, or female, or old, or young, or divine bird, or foreign beast, which can change everything in heaven and earth at will. The 72 earth transformations and 36 heavenly transformations of Monkey King and Pig Baji added up are the correct way to open the fetal transformation. Of course, Monkey King is a Lingming stone monkey, through changes, when he knows the sky, knows the place, moves stars and fights, and is born with the talent for change, and it is not necessarily necessary to change in the later stage. The specific situation has nothing to do with Zhang Chushuan for the time being. In the future, he breaks through the realm of the immortal emperor. If he has the opportunity to enter the flood waste, he can study it. There are also more bullhides are the 5 elements of the escape, reverse the future, resurrection from the dead and so on. However, these are said to be 36 days of great magical powers. The 72 earth calamity techniques are small divine powers, which are far worse than the 36 divine powers of Tiangong. But that's relative. No matter what kind of magical ability, it is not something that ordinary people can master. Zhang Chushuan has always suspected that the laws of the Xuantian continent are somewhat special. Once you become a saint, you can comprehend the size of one of the 36 divine powers of the heavenly gang, and the law phase in the Dharma phase realm is the famous Dharma heaven and earth. But that's to be explored later. All in all, the 72 divine powers of the earth calamity should not be underestimated, and any of them are supreme secret methods, and they can all have supreme magic. The first nether technique can insight into the hell of the underworld, and can see through the delusion. If Wu Yanxi sees that it is a second choice, it can be described as the best assistance to break into all kinds of forbidden places, but there are ice spirit eyes, can become stronger with the advancement of the exercise and devouring ice, but there is no need for this move, not to mention that there is no hell in this heaven and earth, only a simple reincarnation channel. Quote. The second exorcism book. It can detain and dispatch the land of mountain gods, and can enlist all kinds of monsters and ghosts and yellow turban Lux, but these are not available in the Xuantian continent, unless Yanwang becomes an imperial dynasty in the future, and uses the list of gods to personally canonize it, so this is not needed. The third Danshan mountain technique can bear the weight of the mountain, and it is the art of moving mountains. Sun Monkey relies on this not to be crushed by the 5-fingered mountain. It can be said that it is very good to be selected. The fourth water ban technique can be unimpeded in the water ban, come and go freely, and can also be considered. 35. The fifth borrowing the wind, can drive the wind, free to manipulate, this is meaningless, I can do it by strength now, too. Cloth fog, pray for sunshine, pray for rain, these 3 numbers are weather auxiliary tricks, so, but reaching the king can initially change the celestial phenomenon, there is no need to choose. Sitting on fire technique. Called the fire seed golden lotus, into the fire does not burn, I have the exercise, and I don't need to think about this. Into the water technique. Let yourself fully use the water situation, even if it is comparable to the sea tribe. After analyzing each of the 10 earth calamity powers that could be selected, Zhang Chushuan suddenly found that the answer was a good choice. I definitely want to choose the water technique. The martial artist of the refining body realm is not able to breathe in the water, and the most that is strong cultivation is to hold his breath for a little longer. Gathering spirit realm cultivators can breathe in front of them by relying on Reiki, but they need to consume a lot of Reiki, not to mention releasing their divine consciousness to probe in the water, and also need to use Reiki to resist water pressure and so on. This situation has only improved when it reaches the Saint Lord level, but it is also with the help of the power of the divine soul. Perhaps only after reaching the realm of a saint and comprehending the law can you come and go freely in the water. But if you can comprehend the trick of entering the water, ordinary human beings can enter the bottom of the water as if walking on the ground, can see things with both eyes, do not need to rely on Reiki to maintain breathing and resist water pressure, but can swallow oxygen in the water, and the resistance to water pressure will be much stronger. For the strong, it is actually nothing to be a ground calculus, and it can be forcibly done by relying on the realm of cultivation. But if the water entry technique is popularized, it is best to establish a special legion, then wouldn't it be unfavorable to deal with the sea tribe? Zhang Chushuan thought of the excitement and couldn't help but increase the strength of his hand. Nangong Mushui suddenly had no teacher to pass through the size of one of the 36 heavenly gang great divine abilities. It can be large or small, and it can change shape. It's a pity that it's only part of it. Good, just choose this. Zhang Chu chose the 10th option. The next moment, a large amount of information poured into his mind, and he felt a spiritual touch that overrode the artistic conception. Almost the law. Although it is only a natural law under the heavenly Tao, it is not comparable to the law of heavenly Tao, let alone the law of attainment, but it is a kind of rule power. Interesting. It seems that I still think of this little magic power simply. After digesting the memory in his mind, Zhang Chu smiled bitterly. Even if he has Yi Feng's memory, Lin Lang's memory, and countless appearances himself, this thing of vision is really not good to improve for a while. After all, he has not really felt the power of a high level. Even if it is a 72 Earth calculus magic power, it is not something that he can guess at the peak of the divine mansion realm. If this trick can be practiced well, humans are afraid that they will be more adapted to the water than the sea tribe. In the final analysis, the sea tribe relies on physical mutation to adapt to the water environment, and the earth calamity is a kind of ability to let the water accommodate itself. Although this requires comprehension of this little divine ability to a certain extent, even if it is a beginner, it is quite good, and it will not be much weaker than the Sea Clan. And I can multiply 100-fold. If you find that you can consume 72 small divine powers water entry technique, you can choose to double the following. 1. The water entry technique is complete. 2. 10 random geocalculus. 3. Tiangong 36 divine powers turning the river and stirring the sea, can control rivers, lakes and seas, setting off the mighty power of monstrous waves and tumbling. Closing parenthesis. The big Jiao Hao divine power is 100 times more powerful than the small divine power. P.S. Under the same type. Without any hesitation, Zhang Chushuan chose 3. In an instant, information that was 10,000 times more complicated than the previous comprehension of the into water technique poured in, and with the sound of the avenue, the earth surged with golden lotus. Nangong Mushui looked at the visions that suddenly appeared around her, as well as Zhang Chushuan, who was in a deep sleep, and didn't know what to say for a while. The old lady didn't practice incense. The water is ready, just wait for a bite of spicy sausage, and you show me this. Nangong Mushui was very unhappy. This unhappiness is unhappy for a month. Time secret. Started. Zhang Chushuan sat quietly for a month, and suddenly opened his eyes, and the sea seemed to be hidden under the dark pupils. A strange sensation turbulently around its body. I count as getting a saint ticket. Zhang Chushuan shook his fist, and he had a feeling. If you want, you can control the water veins near Yanwang City. Manipulation and destruction are completely different things. Like an arm, like a god. It's much more cowhide than the Eucharist. 53%. Chapter 212 Consecutive Family Promotion Rewards, another big gain. Subscription required. Divine power, it's scary. Feeling the magical information in his mind about turning over the river and stirring the sea, Zhang Yan had an unconcealable shock in his eyes. Rao did not expect that after a 100-fold increase in ability, he actually touched the power of the law in advance. Tiangong 36 divine powers, any one of them is the embodiment and application of the law. Even if it is just a beginner, it can also borrow the power of heaven and earth, and it is incredibly powerful. Under normal circumstances, only by comprehending the Dharma realm can one comprehend the laws of heaven and earth in the weak world, barely contact the level of the heavenly Tao, and use it, so as to exert the power of destroying the heavens and the earth. Only the power of heaven and earth can hurt heaven and earth. The 36 divine powers of Tiangong can be described as this high-end possession method. With the help of this kind of help, if you master it profoundly, even if the laws of the heavenly Tao are not impossible to master, you can become a strong person in the immortal world. If you can cultivate a great divine ability to perfection, you can also be called a strong person in the extreme immortal emperor, Deluo golden immortal peak, only below the realm of sacrificial path quasi-saint. Now, Zhang Chushuan has introduced a great magical ability. Even if this entry is only an entry-level entry, he has truly mastered the laws of heaven and earth, and his comprehension of artistic conception has reached the quasi-emperor level. I've become the reincarnation of a true quasi-emperor. Zhang Chushuan teased himself. Even if it is just an introduction in the beginning, he is afraid that he will not even be able to play the example of turning over the river and stirring the sea, but that is also Rule 277. And this 1/10,000th of the power, even if it has a 100-fold increase ability installation, it takes him a month to comprehend, and if he wants to really get started, he can't get it every few years. With the help of plugins, it is still so difficult to get started. No wonder those guys who have reached the realm above the immortal level of retreat are all starting in 100 years, and 1,000 years is not much. In the flood famine, the year is not remembered. Terrible, but strong is really strong. 35. In fact, in that state of epiphany, Zhang Chushuan can take the initiative to withdraw. If he doesn't even have this bit of autonomy, then this 100-fold increase ability is inevitably too pitiful. It's just that the big god power is too fragrant. Anyway, it's not a big thing, so he didn't hold back. But this idea can't be told to Mu Shui, otherwise she will have a little temper. Quote, no matter what you think in your heart, you must always remember that your wife is the most fragrant. Reaching out and patting his face, Zhang Chushuan waved again and took out 2 treasure chests. These 2 treasure chests are rewards for promoting the 7th rank family and the 6th rank family, and they are definitely not comparable to the small divine abilities of the earth, let alone the great divine abilities of Tiangong. Zhang Chushuan opened in a calm mood. Dan Yan Kai Earth Tier Ultimate Heaven and Earth Formation. Effect. The real person of the Jaden realm puts the golden pill into it, and can derive a brand new body. The strength is not damaged at all. The strong of the Shenfu realm have a 30% chance of deriving the heart AEE body. The highest physical strength is the peak of the Jaden realm, and the soul power realm is beyond. Good stuff. Zhang Chushuan's eyes lit up. Before cultivating to reach the king realm, erasing the body is equivalent to being wiped out the whole person, but the divine mansion realm has the divine mansion to protect the Yuan infant to persist for a period of time, and the Jaden realm can also insist on 1 or 2. But as the soul power continued to weaken, in the end, there was no escape from death. Only when they reach the Saint Lord level and have a divine soul that can absorb spiritual energy by themselves can they survive independently for a long time. And now with this Danyan Pond, the Jaden realm in the Yanwang dynasty can be resurrected infinitely as long as it is protected without fear of death. Then use a 100-fold increase effect. Zhang Chushuan's mind moved, and a special pool that had not yet been arranged appeared. Found the heaven and earth formation Danyan pool, and the consumption can be doubled as follows. 5. 1. Heaven and earth formation Danyan pool, earth tier extreme, x 100. 2. Heaven and earth formation Fu Yuan Kai, heaven rank lower grade, x 10. 3. Heaven and earth formation Fu Yuan Kai, heaven rank middle grade, x 1. The heaven and earth formation is a formation that is bred by the power of heaven and earth and contains a certain peculiar ability, often accompanied by a creation effect. Fuyuan Pool is a more advanced heaven and earth formation than Danyan Pond. The latter can ensure the rebirth of the real person in the Jaden realm. The success rate is related to the formation grade. The upper grade can guarantee 100% success, and it can also help the divine mansion realm, although the success rate is only a pitiful 1. Fuyuan Kai can ensure that the true people of the Jaden realm are 100% reborn, so that the true monarch of the divine mansion realm has a 50% success rate of rebirth. The middle grade has a 70% success rate, and the upper grade can even have an effect on the rebirth of the Holy Lord level power. Option 3. Zhang Chushuan chose a heaven rank middle grade Fu source pool. This kind of heaven and earth formation, the rarity is comparable to a holy weapon. It is not wise to have it in batches, as long as one of them adds to the Yanwang dynasty. Moreover, 10 such pools are difficult to afford. Just leave one in the secret realm, and it can be used as a reward for the heroes in the future. This Fuyuanqi came at the right time, and my promise to you Junji can be easily fulfilled. With a slight grin at the corner of his mouth, Zhang Chushuan opened the next treasure chest while his hand was still there. Ding! Congratulations on obtaining the Tiangong token. The system prompt tone appeared, which surprised Zhang Chushuan a little. So 9 to 7 products are not worthy of being congratulated. With a slight spit in his heart, Zhang Chushuan took out a token. Tiangong token, Heavenly Order Extreme. With a flood of information pouring in, Zhang Chushuan got an idea about these tokens. This token level has something to do with the use of this cultivation, and he is now cultivating to reach the peak of the divine mansion, so this token is now ranked at the ultimate grade of the heaven rank. The Tiangong token also contains an instruction board, and the levels are divided into Tiangong, Earth Flame, Xuanji, Wangsha, and Renyuan. Among them, there is only one Tiangong order, 36 Earth Fire tokens, 90 Xuanji tokens, 1,800 Wangsha tokens, and 9,000 Human Yuan tokens. The 5 tokens correspond to the Heavenly Gang Lord, the Elder of the Earth, the Protector of the Zan rank, the Deacon of Wangsha, and the Disciple of the Human Yuan. According to the information provided by the system, this token is extremely hard and cannot be destroyed even by the Great Emperor. Installation of essence blood and infiltration of soul power can be bound, and only the Tiangong Lord is eligible to replace it after binding. The effect of the token is very against the sky. The Human Yuan token can only communicate within a radius of 10,000 miles, Yellow Sand 100,000 li, Xuanji million li, Earth Calamity tens of millions of li. Tiangong ignores the distance, cross-space dialogue. If Zhang Chushuan's strength increases, the grade of these tokens will all increase, and the effect will also increase. In addition to the basic function of going out to communicate, Some basic items can also be passed between tokens, including a cubic meter of public space. The token also carries the cultivation acceleration effect and the injury recovery effect. The higher the token level, the stronger the bonus effect obtained. In addition, every time 12 tokens are combined together, they can form a combined attack skill, and the earth is trapped. Similarly, the higher the level of holding 12 tokens, the more powerful the combined attack skill. Those who hold the Sky Gang token can almost know the situation of subordinate token holders, such as positioning, identity, ability, and so on. Found a special token Tiangong order that can be consumed, and the consumption can be doubled as follows. 1. Holy Lord Decree X2. There is only one option, and Zhang Chushuan does not need to be selected. Hey, this Holy Lord can do it. The Holy Lord Order added the Holy Lord Order to the Tiangong Order, including 1 Holy Lord Order, 36 Connotation Tiangong Orders, 72 Earth Demon Tokens, 180 Xuanji, 3,600 Wangsha, and 18,000 Human Yuan. Good fellow, this thing is good. It can greatly accelerate the pace of expansion and strategic deployment of Nanyangzhou. Whether it is mastering the whole card or developing undercover is excellent. The auxiliary effect of these tokens is very strong, giving them gold fingers at the same time, giving me the highest permissions. Cutting the user's strength is not limited, I can watch and give. If this thing is given to Luonet, it can exert unexpected effects, and I can also inhale local powerhouses in. Zhang Chushuan's eyes flashed with essence, and he casually played with the token for a while and put it into the system space. The construction forces are not in a hurry for the time being. I had an epiphany in the secret territory for a month, and the outside world had passed a week. It's time to go to Wanghai County. 35. Devouring the Holy Rune, you must get it. 54%. Chapter 213. The Residual Secret Realm of the Holy Land, Heavenly Abyss Trench. Subscription required. The Xuantian continent is divided into 5 major Zon domains, and there are endless ocean barriers between each Zon domain. Even if a Saint Lord level powerhouse rushes with all his might, it will take several years to cross the 2 Zon domains. Only the King of the Divine Realm, who is new to the power of space, can move across the sky and rush with all his strength to get from one Zon domain to another in a few months. But this only refers to the edge of the Zon domain to the edge of the Zon domain. If it is the center of the Zon domain to the center of the Zon domain, I am afraid that it will take years for the king to rush. But don't ignore the various sea tribes living in the ocean, such as the turtle tribe close to humans, such as mermaids who marry with humans, such as sharks who like to eat people, and so on. The ocean is the territory of the endless sea tribes, and the strong will have to face countless sea tribes to clear out, and they also need to face countless natural forbidden lands, which is endlessly dangerous. Generally speaking, only those who can mobilize the power of heaven and earth to condense the Dharma phase and travel millions of miles in one step will rely on rushing, while most others will choose to take the cloud boat of a specific chamber of commerce, or take the teleportation or race set up by some sect dynasty. Lingzhuo Domain is one of the southernmost Zhou domains in Dongshuan Domain, and Nanyang Prefecture is located in the south of Lingzhuo Domain, near the Southern Sea. Namyangju is very large. The land area can be compared with the entire land area of the Earth, and the sea area is more vast, which can be described as borderless. There will be sporadic continental branches on the southern sea of Nanyangzhou. A smaller one is as big as Nanyangzhou, and a larger one can be as large as a Zhou domain, big. These nominally belong to the part of the Dongshuan domain, but unlike Nanyangzhou, they are generally part of the Xuanyu continent, and cannot enjoy the Xuanyu land. For this reason, Lingzhou domain and several coastal Zhou domains often have contradictions or estrangements with the state islands in the sea, and the people of Zon domain look down on people overseas, and people overseas often think of invading Zon domain, occupying a place. Where there are people, disputes are always inevitable. However, as Nanyangzhou was designated as a place of chess battles by the 5 major 6-rank forces, there has not been a similar dispute for 300 years, and originally behind the Water Zhao Hall in the territory of Zhao Kingdom stood the 5-pin Power Water Dragon Hall, which is the overseas island force and the side most eager to win the chess battle. But because of the continuous invasion of the Sea tribe, they were dragged back and made no progress. And now, Nanyangzhou belongs to the Yanwang dynasty. In particular, the fall of the Lin dynasty in Nanyang Prefecture, the luck of the Lin dynasty was greatly damaged, resulting in natural and man-made disasters in a large area of the dynasty's sphere of influence, and spawning countless careerists and rebel armies, and the Lupin force on one side was almost collapsed. Nowadays, the information of the Yanwang dynasty, the 6-rank superior dynasty, has appeared on the tables of all the high-level forces of the 5th and 6th rank forces near Nanyangjo, but under the constraints of the Chess Battle Treaty, no force has tested the Yanwang dynasty for the time being. The southeastern border of the Yanwang dynasty is all sea, bordering the strength range of the Water Dragon Hall of the Lupin sect. This Water Dragon Hall controls the land of 5 states, and its headquarters is set up on an island called Shuiyangzhou, which is not smaller in overall area than Nanyangzhou, and there are 4 other islands that also have their own characteristics and different sizes. One of the states and islands is called Shuiyuan Prefecture, which originally belonged to the Defu sect, and was the trophy of the Water Dragon Hall when the forces of the 5 parties and 6 products attacked together 300 years ago. To the northwest of Shuiyuan Prefecture is the Dongshuan Domain continent. The first stop is Nanyangzhou. The 2 states can be said to be across the sea, but in the past 300 years, there has been little friction between the 2 states, and there are even some common enemies because of the joint confrontation against the Sea tribe. In the Middle Sea between Shuiyuan Prefecture and Nanyang Prefecture, there are more than 10 sea tribes, the strongest of which are the 3 6-rank water tribes of the Tiger Shark tribe, the Swordfish tribe, and the Ghost Cloud tribe, and there is a true monarch of the Shenfu realm sitting in the group. Among them, the Swordfish tribe and Nanyang Prefecture are adjacent, the Ghost Cloud tribe is in the middle, and then the Tiger Shark tribe is adjacent to Shuiyuan Prefecture. All 3 races are hostile to the human race, and they always want to invade the human territory to burn, loot and devour. And today, there is a big scene. Nimyangju and Suiyuan are separated by the sea, and there are many islands on the sea, some of which even reach the land of 1 province and 1 county, the most famous of which is Tianyuan Island. 10 miles north of Tianyuan Island, there is a stone monument of 1,000 zhang, which will emit an ancient aura every 3 years, causing a vacuum zone on the sea surface that is 1 mile wide, 10 miles long and 600 feet deep. This vacuum zone is known as the Tianyuan Trench. It is said that this is a small secret realm attached to a sacred place in ancient times, and it is opened every 3 days because there is still a formation shrouded, and this secret realm used to test ordinary disciples under the door is opened regularly. However, these are just legends, but it is a fact that you can benefit from them. This secret realm is not accessible to everyone, and there are some restrictions on strength. The lowest is the Spirit Transformation realm, and the highest is the Divine Mansion realm. 300 years ago, it was once occupied by the Earth Flame sect, but now it is jointly controlled by the Water Dragon Hall, Wenxin Academy, and the 3 Great Sea Clan. Every 3 years, these 5 parties and 6 products are led by the true monarch of the Divine Mansion realm in the clan, leading the disciples under the clan to try to obtain the treasures in the secret realm. In fact, Nanyangzhou also has this qualification, but it has not been born a 6-rank force, and it is still surrounded by chess battle crystals, which has been ignored by the vast majority of people. And today, it is the day when the secret realm opens again. At this time, the stone steel had emitted an ancient atmosphere, cutting the sea surface into 2 pieces. When one side of the seal was occupied by the sea tribe, countless sea tribes floated on the sea, looking at the quilt with burning eyes, waiting for the seal to disappear temporarily, and all those who met the strength would rush in without hesitation. 0. The secret realm of the Terran Holy Land is occupied by these sea tribes, and it is exciting just to think about it. On the other side of the sea, there was a huge sea ship on Shanghai, most of which belonged to the 8th-rank and 7th-rank forces, and the Lord of the Power brought the core disciples under the sect to try their luck. And on top of these sea ships, there are still many cloud boats suspended. Most of them belong to some of the 7 products, and the 2 largest ones belong to the side of the Water Dragon Hall and the side of Wenxin Academy. Elder Wei Qin, I haven't seen you for a long time, the old man is polite. On the huge cloud boat to which Wenxin Academy belonged, an old man with kind eyebrows and white eyebrows arched his hand towards the huge cloud boat belonging to the Water Dragon Hall. Wen Vice Dean is polite. A middle-aged woman with a remarkable temperament returned the salute to the white-haired old man and said squarely, "This time we are going to cooperate again." Since the new generation of the Swordfish clan, a Divine Mansion realm powerhouse, every time he competes for our Terran side, he is at a disadvantage. Obviously this is the essence of my Terran Holy Land. There was a murderous aura on the woman's body. There is not a single species in the Water Dragon Hall, up to the Elder Hallmaster, down to the outer disciples and even miscellaneous disciples, all of them are resisting the impact of the Sea Clan for the human race. There are a total of 5 Divine Mansion realm powerhouses in the Water Dragon Hall. One of them also touches the Holy Lord realm, but the sea is too vast, among which there are countless powerful sea tribes, and there are many ethnic groups with Divine Mansion realm sitting in scattered sea tribes. Even if Wenxin Academy and Water Dragon Hall join forces, they can barely compete with the sea tribes in the nearby sea area. In fact, in the past, only the Shark tribe was extremely hostile to the Terrans in this sea area, but because of some behaviors of the Earth sect, many sea tribes in many nearby seas that originally had a good relationship with the Terrans also began to be hostile to the Terrans. The most prominent of them is called the Ghost Clan, which was originally a ghost clan, and the relationship was even close to the Human Clan, but it was persecuted by the Earth sect into the Ghost Clan, becoming an antagonistic ethnic group. Even so, the Terrans still occupied the top, until the Swordfish Clan, which was extremely hostile to the Terrans, gave birth to a divine mansion realm existence. The 3 6-rank sea clans joined forces to be hostile. Even if the Water Dragon Hall and Wenshin Academy joined forces, it would be a little difficult. Cooperation is naturally cooperation. Quote, when Renji stroked his long beard and nodded gently, but did not discuss much in this regard, but turned his words and asked, although the Sea Tribe has the emerging force of the Swordfish Clan, it has made the Sea Tribe in this sea area very strong, and our human race power has been suppressed for decades. But recently, there was finally a chance to reverse. It's not just his Sea Clan that has the opportunity to give birth to a strong person. 35. When Renji's eyes contained the light of wisdom. Wei Qin was slightly stunned for a moment, and said in a deep voice, Vice Dean Wen means Yanwang Dynasty. 39 River. 54%. Chapter 214. 3 true monarchs join forces to sneak attack, desperate situation. Elder Wei Qin, the Water Dragon Hall should have detailed information about the Yanwang dynasty, right? When Renji's hand stroked his long beard, and the light flashed in his dark eyes, as if he contained countless wisdom. Naturally, Wei Qin nodded, along with a hint of appreciation. That Zhang Chushuan had no intention of hiding at all, and walked directly to the Water Jiao Palace, so that my nephew Wei Shuihan passed on the details, very confident. The Water Dragon Hall has always stood on the front line of the Terran resistance to the Sea Clan, believing in fists and blood, extremely worshipping the strong, and liking people who act simply with a sharp personality. Of course, the premise is that the other side has strength, otherwise it is not simply, but ignorance and arrogance. The Yanwang dynasty has Yi Shi, the Zui Phoenix body, and Zhang Chushuan, a powerful true monarch who has destroyed the 3 divine mansion realms in a month, obviously will not be ignorant. Hearing what the vice president meant, the Yanwang dynasty will also send people here. Wei Qin asked with curiosity, thinking that the Yanwang dynasty and Wenshin Academy had passed the Qi in advance. After all, these 2 sides are Xuanyu forces, and their jurisdictions are bordering. 277. The old man guessed. When Renji guessed what Wei Qin was thinking and said with a smile, although I haven't seen Zhang Chushuan Daoyu, from the known intelligence analysis, he has a Terran in his heart. The strength of the Yanwang dynasty is not weak now, such as the opening of the Abyss Trench today, whether it is for the benefit or for the general righteousness of the human race, I believe that the Yanwang dynasty will send people over. When Renji's words were very firm, and his words were full of appreciation for Zhang Chushuan. This made Wei Qin suddenly have some expectations, and nodded, I hope he will really bring someone here. The Yanwang dynasty suddenly rose, and the news shocked the entire Lingzhou domain. However, at present, only the strength of the 3 parties and 6 products of the Lin dynasty, the Blood Dao Gate, and the Shengyang Gate are being cautious and vigilant, but Wenshin Academy and the Water Dragon Hall do not need it. Wenshin Academy is different from the other 4 6-pin forces, although it is also a 6-pin academy, which manages several large states, but as an academy institution that cultivates talents for the human race, it will not involve itself in the struggle for hegemony between sects and dynasties. Wenshin Academy is full of princes of major dynasties, core disciples of the sect, family lineages, etc., which can be described as a huge network of intertwined forces. Although over the years, with the changes of time and the change of the senior level of the academy, there have gradually been more impure teachers, but the helm of the academy and the strongest are definitely ordinary human geniuses from the Hanman. This is the will of several emperors. If the relatively low-power sect dynasty sends people to the academy for cultivation, it actually has the meaning of flattering and seeking asylum. If it is a person sent by the same level of power, it is a kind of cooperation and exchange, and if the high-level power is decentralized, it is to recruit talents for the power. But no matter what, the academy itself will not change its positioning for cultivating talents for the Terrans, so it is also happy to see the rise of the Terrans. For Nanyangzhou, the place of chess battles, Wenshin Academy used to be the most supportive, because it did not want the Terran forces to fight in this ruined land anymore, but now it is also the most resistant, because the 300 years of chaos between the 5 countries has led to too many deaths. This is also the reason why Feng Lei Academy has transformed into Feng Lei Mountain Villa, because the academy is not suitable for intervening in the middle of the fight, and there is actually Wenxin Academy behind it, wanting to quickly end the civil unrest. It's a pity that in the process of transformation of Wind Thunder Academy, some power lusts inevitably appeared, resulting in civil unrest in Wind and Thunder Mountain Villa, so the plan was shelved. But these are in the past. All in all, Wenxin Academy has an absolutely friendly attitude towards the rise of the Yanwang dynasty, except for a few high-level officials who have their own positions. Most high-level officials even hope that the Yanwang dynasty can rise to become a 5-product force or even a 4th-rank force, and then the academy is even willing to hand over several states under its jurisdiction to help. In the final analysis, the academy is in the same line, with a great emperor academy on its head that is more cattle than a holy land, and it does not covet these lusts for power at all. If it weren't for the fact that these states did not fall into civil strife and resist the invasion of the Sea tribe, Wenxin Academy would not bother to govern these states at all. In the past few hundred years, whenever the Blood Dao Gate, Shengyang Gate, and Lin Dynasty had the ability to unify this area, Wenxin Academy would support it. It's a pity that these 3 veteran 6-rank forces have not come up with enough bright results. However, now the Yanwang dynasty has unified Nanyangzhou with a quick sword, and the Lin dynasty will collapse as soon as it rises, making the Lin dynasty now fall apart, which is worth paying attention to. Moreover, the king of the Yanwang dynasty is the Zui Phoenix body, and the controller behind the scenes, Zhang Chushuan, has destroyed 3 true monarchs in a short time, and many family children in the Zhang family are extremely talented and have a certain potential. Wenxin Academy is already looking forward to it. In fact, the Water Dragon Hall is also looking forward to it. Since the destruction of the Earth Flame sect, the nearby sea area has been resisted by its 6-rank force over the years, and it has been somewhat powerless. If it weren't for the help of Wenxin Academy, the Terrans on the Sea Islands would be in a difficult situation. If the Yanwang dynasty rises, it can at least share the pressure in this regard. Prick. Suddenly, a sword sound sounded in heaven and earth. A bright light lit up in this heaven and earth without warning, and in an instant, it turned into hundreds of silver sword rays and slid through the air, flying straight towards the huge cloud boat where Wen Renji was. What a dare! 35. Wen Renji's eyes changed slightly, and he snorted coldly. Heaven and earth have righteous chi, but they can break the sword. Sting. The white clouds in the sky suddenly rotated, as if they were alive, all converged on Wen Renji's head, and then split into a beam of dozens of long arrows and flew out. Boom. 35. The long arrow hit the sword, and a loud noise was heard, resounding for hundreds of miles around the Tianyuan Trench. The sword was blocked by the long arrow of the righteous chi, and the life pierced into 2 segments, and the righteous chi was scattered, destroying the sword Mang Zero. But at this moment, a waterspout suddenly rose on the sea, wrapping the dissipated sword in the blink of an eye, and the whole body suddenly turned silver blue, connecting the blue sky on the sea surface, and swept forward. It's over. Countless Terrans on sea boats looked desperate. That was a true monarch-level sword, which definitely contained a consummation-level sword power. That waterspout is also a true monarch means, containing the momentum of the sea, close to the true meaning. These 2 are integrated. I am afraid that ordinary divine mansion realm true monarchs dare not resist hard, and there is only one result after these people and the ship meet. Oops. Wen Renji secretly said in his heart that it was not good. He didn't expect that 2 true monarchs of the same realm would suddenly join forces to sneak up on him, and in a hurry, he only blocked the first move. Now this has become a stronger move, and the power is enough to affect all the races present, and it has to be guarded. Tianqian Shu, give me the town. Wen Renji made a decision immediately and used the strongest means. He then threw it and threw out a book that looked like a piece of white jade, and quickly pinched the magic trick in his hand. The white jade book entered the silver-white sword chi tornado, and a milky white aura appeared on the surface, carrying 1,000 pounds of weight, and even the space could be suppressed. The giant tornado connecting heaven and earth began to stop advancing. Finally stopped 100 feet away from the Terran ship. Many Terrans sitting on the boat immediately breathed a sigh of relief. This waterspout is also a huge abnormality. Covering the sky and covering a range of more than several miles, it is really a path, and a few of their hundreds of ships will be destroyed by half. But the crisis has not been resolved. When old man, take your life. No one expected that a black shadow suddenly popped out of the void on the left side of Wen Renji, and that 4.4 was a strange creature with a black body, a fishtail person, and a layer of black scales covered in skin. It's a ghost cloud. 35. Tianqian Junjin is dangerous. Many Terrans lifted their hearts. No one said anything to warn. Because everything happens between electric light and flint, it's simply too late. That sword light was the talent move of the only divine mansion realm true monarch of the Swordfish clan, and the emphasis was on surprise and amazing speed. The sudden rise of the waterspout is the best means of water control of the tiger shark family, and is often used to plunder ships and attack cities. Finally, the sneak attack of the true monarch of the Ghost Cloud clan is also a natural ability, a concealed assassination method. Including Wen Renji and Wei Qin, no one expected that the three true monarchs of the Sea clan would join forces to play a sneak attack, and they were completely caught off guard. Wen Renji's resistance twice in a row is already full strength, and even his own famous spiritual weapon has been sacrificed, and there is no means to defend for a while. Your divine mansion Yuanyu, I smiled. 54%. Chapter 215 Deceive me that there is no one in the Terran race. The sea tribes present today should be destroyed. Give me death. The strong man of the Ghost Cloud clan smiled coldly, slashed out the pitch-black scythe in his hand, and aimed at Wen Renji's neck. When the death crisis came, Wen Renji tried to mobilize the mana in his body, but found that he couldn't mobilize it anyway, and he couldn't even self-detonate. Confinement. Wen Renji secretly screamed in his heart that it was not good. This strong man of the Ghost Cloud clan really came prepared, he was actually fixed, and he didn't even know what means the other party used. Hush. At the critical moment, Wei Qin took out a long piano and plucked it with slender 5 fingers. The sound of the piano crossed the space and descended on Wen Renji, easily lifting his body's confinement. Feeling the return of body control, Wen Renji burst out at the first time, and at the same time clapped a palm, Chenkin one palm. A yin and yang diagram flew out and collided directly with the strong man of the Yuran clan. But just as he was about to collide, the figure of the strong man of the Yuran tribe suddenly disappeared. Not good. Wen Renji felt a strong killing intent coming from behind his back. The direction of the true attack of the true monarch of the Yuran clan turned out to be here, which can be described as quite cautious. Chenkin formation seal. Wen Renji's eyes turned firm, and there was no need to dodge. He mobilized the mana of his whole body to gather around his body, forming a shadow like a big bell. Boom. 99. The black 04 scythe in the hand of the true monarch of the Oni Yun clan fell and collided with the big clock. As the bell rang, a wave that could not be captured with both eyes appeared, spreading towards the surroundings, and instantly came to many students and teachers of Wenxin College. Poof. The teachers who cultivated to reach the Jaden realm could still block it, and the students of the Incarnation Spirit realm who were not enough to cultivate vomited a mouthful of blood one after another, and suffered serious internal injuries. Click. The great bell shadow and the black scythe stalemated for a moment, and pitch-black lightning appeared at the touch location, easily piercing the void. Poof. Wen Renji's face turned red, and he suddenly spewed out a mouthful of blood, and the whole person's momentum slumped. Ha! The true monarch of the Oni Yun clan let out a strange laugh, without the slightest intention of keeping his hand, and brandished his black scythe to launch a series of attacks. The breath on Wen Renji's body became more and more disordered, but his thinking was still very calm. To this day, he is still thinking about ways to break the game. This time it was him and Wei Qin who were careless. This heavenly abyss trench has been opened 99 times in the past 300 years, and each time the Terran and the Sea clan are led by 2 divine mansion realm true monarchs, although there will be quarrels, and there will be disputes in the secret territory, but there has never been a big formation. Since 20 years ago, the Swordfish clan has given birth to a new divine mansion realm true monarch, and has also brought his subordinates to participate in the battle for the secret realm. However, the masters of the 2 sides still did not break out into a big war. It's about the whole. In terms of the number of strong people, there are at least 3 more Wenxin Academy and Water Dragon Hall combined, and Wenxin Academy and Water Dragon Hall both have true monarchs in the late stage of the Divine Mansion realm. If it weren't for the fact that the sea area is too large and convenient to hide, and the ocean is still the home of the sea tribe, the 2 forces would have joined forces long ago and simply destroyed. These decades of experience made Wen Renji and Wei Qin think that the Sea clan would definitely not dare to make a move against them. After all, even if the people below fought a little, but if a top strong person fell, it would be undying, which would lead to a complete war between the 2 sides. If the Water Dragon Hall and Wenxin Academy are determined to deal with the Sea clan, they will definitely be able to win at a certain cost. But today, the Sea clan made a move, and it was 3 masters of the same realm who sneaked up together, which made people invincible. It seems that there was a premeditated shot, otherwise when I sense the breath, I would not have sensed the breath of the three divine mansion realm true monarchs in the sea area opposite the heavenly abyss. I didn't expect to be put together. But how dare they? Wen Renji really didn't understand the thoughts of the three sea tribes. It's not for the sake of monopolizing this secret exploration, right? Poof. The mana shook, and Wen Renji spewed out another mouthful of blood. In fact, after regaining his mobility, he already had the ability to escape. But whenever he showed this kind of intention, the true monarch of the Ghost Cloud clan would show a killing intent to those teachers and students of the Wen Xin Academy on Yunzhou, making him dare not act rashly. This is a naked threat. What to do? Wen Renji scanned the situation on Wei Qin's side and found that she was entangled by the true monarch of the Swordfish clan and the Tiger Shark clan's divine mansion realm, and could not help. The true monarch of the Swordfish clan is called the Killywork Palace, and his strength is at the peak of the early stage of the divine mansion realm. The true monarch of the Tiger Shark clan is named Shark Tions, and his strength is in the middle of the divine mansion realm. Wei Qin's strength is the peak of the middle stage of the divine mansion realm, and he is good at group attack techniques, which cannot fall behind with one enemy and two, but he can't help him. This true monarch of the Ghost Cloud clan, who is secretly calculating himself, is a little worse than him in the middle of the divine mansion realm, but the other party has the first hand and has a spiritual weapon in hand. Yun Qianqi, are you going to go to all-out war? Wen Renji was shocked out of a mouthful of blood again, but he didn't expect a way but tried to threaten with words. All-out war. Yun Qianqi smiled disdainfully. I can't ask for it. As long as the harvest of the secret realm this time belongs to the side of the Sea clan, then a certain altar can be used, and dozens of divine mansion realm powerhouses will be created, and the strength of these people will have the opportunity to be upgraded to the Saint Lord level. The Wen Xin Academy and the Water Dragon Hall are nothing at all. Even if this time fails, it is not a big deal to shrink for a while, the altar will still open. The body of a strong man in the divine mansion realm, what an excellent sacrifice. Yun Qianqi licked his lips and increased the mana output on his hand. Boom. In order to protect the students and teachers of Wen Xin Academy, Wen Renji constantly mobilized mana to limit the collision to a certain range to avoid the aftermath of hurting people. But as a result, the injuries on his body were constantly increasing, and he was completely pressed and beaten. What to do? Yun Qianqi's hardness made Wen Renji not continue to try to communicate. He was now hesitant to go first. If he falls, these teachers and disciples of Wen Xin Academy will not be able to survive. On the contrary, if he escapes, there may still be a chance. Or will they die together and take all the teachers and students with Yun Qianqi? It's now. Yun Qianqi keenly captured the moment when Wen Renji was distracted, and the mana of his whole body converged on the scythe, and a trace of fierceness and hatred flashed in his eyes. Devil Slash. A layer of pitch-black luster emerged from the black scythe, flying out of Yun Qianqi's hand like a ghost. Not good. The Yuan infant in the divine mansion was shaken, and Wen Renji realized that the crisis of extinction was coming, and finally decided to detonate the divine mansion and die with Yun Qianqi. But in the next moment, his expression suddenly changed. This feeling again. Wen Renji found that he could not sense mana again, and once again he could not perform martial arts, and he could not even self-detonate. What the hell is this means? This is a talent born of my Ghost Demon clan, thanks to your Terran race, Ghost Devil. 55. People who have seen this trick are dead, and you are no exception. Yun Qianqi's voice was cold, and it came from a ghostly voice, full of boundless anger. The Ghost Cloud tribe was originally a cloud tribe, usually a human fishtail, each of them is white and handsome. I also care about my face. As long as the strength reaches the gathering spirit realm, the urine can transform into a human form in a short time, and the spirit realm can be switched at will. At first, the Terrans and the urine intermarried, the former providing all kinds of cultivation and survival materials, and the latter providing various treasures and herbal resources in the ocean, and the relationship between the two sides was 280 harmonious. But one day, a strong man of the Terran tribe suddenly made a move, and laid an evil array on the birthday of their king of the Uran tribe, turning them into such a ghost, and so did all the descendants. Although their bodies have been transformed, their adaptability and combat power are much stronger, and they also have many ghost-type talents, such as ghosts, a kind of illusion. It can be cast through people's sight or divine sense, so that the other party has the illusion that his mana has disappeared, so that he cannot exert his strength for a certain period of time. But for the Uran people, the most important thing is appearance. This hatred must be repaid by destroying the Terrans. Sting. A splash of blood bloomed. Yun Qianqi was stunned, Wen Renji was stunned, and everyone was stunned. Yun Qianqi stretched out his hand silently around his neck, and then put it in front of his eyes to check, and sure enough, he saw a touch of blue-purple blood. Cut off your own neck. I was actually attacked by myself. Who did it? Yun Qianqi's eyes were deflected and looked in one direction. There stood a woman dressed in a metal suit and eating a long sword in her hand. The woman wore a mask and could not see her face clearly, but she was definitely a beauty. I actually died under the assassination. This was Yun Qianqi's last thought before he died. At the same time that the sword cut off his neck, a sword intent descended, destroying his divine mansion Yuan infant at the same time. Before he died, Yun Qianqi still felt ironic. Awakening his talent for assassination, he was actually assassinated, and he didn't find out until he died. I was saved. The reversal came too quickly, and he didn't react a little. At this moment, a voice that was not angry and arrogant sounded in the sky. Fool me that there is no one in the human race. The sea tribe present today should be destroyed. 54%. Chapter 216. The Power of a Sword. Frozen for 10 miles. Subscription required. What is that? Suzaku. Shish. There was a sound of gasping for air on the sea. Above the clouds, a big divine bird with flames burning all over its body and several times larger than the huge cloud boat of Wenshin Academy and Water Dragon Hall slowly fell. The sky seemed to have burned through a hole. Although they had not seen it with their own eyes, everyone still recognized this giant beast as the legendary holy beast Suzaku. Someone actually came riding Suzaku. I see, it's the Suzaku organ beast. It's Lord Zhang Chushuan of the Yanwang dynasty who is here. Quick-thinking people quickly reacted, guessing the Suzaku beast, and thus thinking of Zhang Chushuan. It turned out to be Zhang Chushuan Junjin. I didn't expect the Yanwang dynasty to come too. Nonsense, there are many families from Wanghai County of the Yanwang dynasty here, and it is not worth fussing at all when someone from the royal family comes over. That's right, the Yanwang dynasty is right. After all, Wanghai City is not far from here. Speaking of Wanghai City, I think of Lord Shui Qiancheng. Lord Zhang Chushuan Junjin is here. I see who dares to be presumptuous. 39. Damn the Sea Clan, suffer death. There are more than 100 sea vessels on the sea, 1/3 of which come from the value of some coastal towns in Namyangju, and they have always had a tradition of going to the secret land of the Tianyuan Trench to find opportunities. However, these people are now part of the Yanwang dynasty. In the past 6 months, with the promulgation of various benefits and policies of the Yanwang dynasty, these people still have a great sense of belonging to the Yanwang dynasty. The most important thing is that Zhang Chushuan is strong enough to have a lot of face when he goes out. Once upon a time, these coastal cities were still under the jurisdiction of the state of Zhao, and not only were there no security guarantees when they went out to trade, but they would also be looked down upon when trading with people on the islands of the state capital, thinking that they were not from good origins. After all, this state island and Fu Island are directly under the jurisdiction of the Water Dragon Hall, and there are 6 rank forces behind them. But now it is different, with Zhang Chushuan annexing the 5 kingdoms with absolute strength, and killing the Lin dynasty king in a second on the main hall of the Li dynasty. The 4 words of the Yanwang dynasty resounded throughout Lingzhou domain and were remembered by countless people. Now the people along the coast have marked the word Yanwang on the boat, and the deterrence has increased a lot. Of course, this is also related to the fact that the old city lord and the young city lord of Wanghai City have broken through the realm. All in all, Zhang Chushuan thought very much in Lingzhou's domain name, and there was no one present who did not know him. As this Zhang Chushuan, on the large cloud boat of Wenshin Academy, when Renji looked up at Suzaku's head, and his eyes were occupied by the figure that stood tall, as if even this heaven and earth could be supported. Silver hair, youthful face, dark eyes contain infinite wisdom and domineering. This son will definitely be able to dominate the Nanlingzhou domain. When Renji made such a judgment in his heart, which has nothing to do with the grace of saving his life. He had already decided to go back to the academy and proposed with the dean that the subordinate states be handed over to the Yanwang dynasty for treatment, and many high-ranking people from the Hanman sect were inclined to this point after understanding some of the policies of the Yanwang dynasty. Now it seems that it can also deepen the relationship between the two sides, so why not? Bastard, Terran, are you going to go to all-out war with my Sea clan? Suddenly, a voice full of anger and fear sounded, drawing everyone's attention away from Zhang Chushuan and turning to the large cloud boat of the Water Dragon Hall. Shish. Another group of people began to inhale the air conditioner. Without inhaling the air conditioning, they just don't have much to do. In the sky, a figure fell, there was no breath on his body, and another figure had lost an arm and was being chased and killed by a woman wearing a mask and metal battle armor. The breathless figure was the second strongest man of the Tiger Shark clan, Shark Tions, the strong man in the middle of the Divine Mansion realm. Such a strong person can easily destroy a province and a county, but at this time, he died, and it seems that he was still sealed by a sword, and the Shenfu Yuan infant was destroyed. The weakest person present was also a strong person in the gathering spirit realm who had come to see for a long time, with divine sense, and had been paying attention to the situation on the large cloud boat of Wenshin Academy before, so he knew the end of the strong man of the Ghost Cloud clan. That is to say, 2 Sea Clan Divine Mansion Realm true monarchs were killed by 2 women wearing masks, dressed like spirit swords in their hands. This is not a Chinese cabbage, but the strongest in this sea area and nearby domain states and island states, the true monarch of the Divine Mansion Realm. Actually killed in seconds. Even if it is a sneak attack and assassination, it is terrifying. Zhang Chushuan himself has not made a move. How strong is the Yanwang dynasty? Countless people raised the importance of the Yanwang dynasty by several levels in their hearts. At this time, Zhang Chushuan spoke up again, all-out war. Yanwang dynasty, are waiting at hand. But before that, go and wait for your people. The extremely domineering speech does not seem to put the sea tribes in the sea area near Nanyangzhou for thousands of years in the eyes of the disaster. Surprisingly, no one felt that there was a problem. Sting. 9. In the sky, the strong man of the Swordfish clan, Madaka Haigong, still wanted to say something, but he saw that the frightened salamander, which was originally 100 feet away from him, suddenly disappeared. When he came to his senses, he only felt an extra sharp blade on his neck. Madaka wanted to ask for mercy. Unlike the Tiger Shark clan, which already has more than 2 Divine Mansion realms, he is the only Divine Mansion realm true monarch of the Swordfish clan. If he falls here, then according to what the Swordfish clan does in the sea during this time, it is likely to be attacked by the group and eventually exterminated. But the salamander didn't give him a chance. Waves. The frightened salamander's sword merged, and an azure light flashed, completely destroying the Madaka Sea Palace. The master said that if this man wants to die, then he must die. Even when Renji and Wei Qin were so shocked that they couldn't speak at this time. The true monarch of the 3 Great Seas clan, who had just caused them to be in danger and almost perished, just fell. Can't even self-detonate. Don't you issue a move to destroy the world before you die. Too fake, right? At this time, Zhang Chushuan's cold voice sounded again. Yan Ran, destroy all the sea tribes on the opposite side. Countless people held their breath at this moment. There are not tens of millions of sea tribes on the other side of the Tianyuan Trench, but millions of absolute ones. And these sea tribes are not simple. There are talented backs in the powerful Tiger Shark tribe, Ghost Cloud tribe and other water tribes, and they will be the core and mainstay of the group in the future. If these sea tribes are completely wiped out here, then it's so exciting. The extinction of the sea tribe will not be extinct, but it is absolutely no problem to hurt the bones, and the status has dropped countless times. Yes, Grandpa. In the frightened eyes of countless people expecting and countless sea tribes fleeing, a sound flew on the Suzaku beast, and the long sword in his hand was unsheathed. This time, Zhang Yanran used a sword. This sword, the fairy descended to mortal. This sword, the unity of man and sword, is not like the world. Boom. This sword is beautiful and brilliant, but it carries the power to destroy the heavens and the earth. The sea surface where the sea tribe is located is scattered under the impact of an invisible force, and the width and length are no worse than the Tianyuan Trench where the stone monument has long been, and the depth is lacking. But the real strength of a move lies in the impact of momentum and will, and it also lies in carrying Zhang Yanran's most uncomfortable extreme cold power. Click. The speed visible to the eyes of the sea with a huge gap quickly froze, and soon it was covered with a layer of cold ice, emitting endless cold. The sea tribe did not die in that sword chi, and at this time it was all frozen in ice. On this vast and boundless sea, a huge ice mouth appeared so suddenly. What kind of monsters are this Zhang family? 55%. Chapter 217. The Land of the Assessment of Disciples of the Holy Land, the Ancient Monument opens. It's terrible. 99. The juniors of the Zhang family are so powerful. Looking at the scene in front of them that could be called a natural disaster, many people were shocked, even when Renji and Wei Qin were no exception. Zhang Yanran called Zhang Chushuan Grandpa, and they all heard that this stunning beauty was obviously the eldest daughter of the third generation of the Zhang family, who was said to have the Xuanian holy vein, and was not yet 20 years old. Less than 20 years old, the strength of the divine mansion realm. What kind of talent is this? Their cultural level is not enough, and they can only be called terrible. It's really not ordinary. Terrible. Wen Renji and Wei Qin were shocked. Compared with ordinary people, they also felt the extreme chill and cold sword intent on Zhang Yanran's sword, which is all artistic conception, the most elementary understanding of a certain Tao, and the key to touching the law. Many Saint Lord level powerhouses are unable to ask for artistic conception, and death can only be the consummation of the situation and be blocked out of the realm of kings. But Zhang Yan has already comprehended two artistic conceptions. Could it be that this is the world of genius? The whole heaven and earth were silent, and no one spoke, as if Zhang Yanran's sword was not only frozen by those sea tribes. For a long time, Wei Qin and Wen Renji came back to their senses at the same time, feeling something, and looked at each other. Getting the answer they wanted from each other's eyes, the two of them performed their bodies at the same time, and came to the back of the Suzaku beast in the blink of an eye. This is the ultimate beast of the earth tier, even I can feel the danger. 9. The immortal flame around the Suzaku beast made Wei Qin and Wen Renji 280 heartbroken, but the two of them remained silent on the surface and arched their hands to Zhang Chushuan. Wenshin Academy, Wen Renji, I have seen Taoist friends, thank you for saving your life. Water Dragon Hall, Wei Qin, I have seen Daoyu. Although they were called Taoists, their voices were full of awe. There is really too much gap between the two sides. Just shocked Salamander and Tian Yan, the two felt that they couldn't deal with it, not to mention Zhang Yanran, who comprehended the two artistic conceptions, and it was easy to erase them by leapfrogging the level. Zhang Chushuan is definitely stronger than Zhang Chushuan, and killing them will not be harder than pinching ants to death. The same are true monarchs, why is the gap so big? Wei Qin and Wen Renji fell into a certain self-doubt. I've seen two Taoists. Zhang Chushuan turned to look at the two with a smile on his face. Wei Qin lost his mind for a moment, and quickly lowered his head not to look. I am a lot older, but I didn't expect to have a little woman mentality. When the trip to the secret realm is over, Benjin has something to discuss with the two of you. Zhang Chushuan smiled. It was quite a coincidence that he was originally planning to let Zhang Yanran join Wenshin Academy to get the xenomorph ice hidden in the secret realm of one assessment, and at that time, with the absorption of the Ice Heart Immortal Sutra, he could improve most of his strength and master many special abilities. It's a cold avenue, but Zhang Yanran's strength has improved too fast, and now that he has the strength of the Divine Mansion realm, it is not suitable to go to Wenshin Academy as a student, and he can no longer conduct student assessments. Now that he has saved Wen Renji, he can let this vice dean open the back door and recruit Zhang Yanran to be an honorary vice president and teacher for a period of time. Speaking of which, Wenshin Academy will emerge a batch of good seedlings in recent years, and when the time comes, they can recruit to work in the Yanwang dynasty. In addition to Zhang Yanran, there is also Chu Yun. He is also planning to let Chu Yun join the Water Dragon Hall, grow according to the original trajectory, constantly get experience, and collect some martial arts and spiritual weapons that are suitable for him. The most important thing is that Chu Yun can return to the Dragon King Hall with the Water Dragon Hall after growing up, and become the master of the Dragon King Hall in the future. That Dragon King Hall is a force that promotes the fourth rank. If Chu Yun can succeed the Hall Master, it will be convenient for the Yanwang dynasty to annex it at that time, and then control the Zuiyu Island and many large island states on the sea. Originally, she still wanted to take the path of the Water Jiao Hall, but now it seems that she should not refuse to find this letter Wei Qin Elder Sakari. Zhang Daoyu can say anything directly now, as long as it is within the scope of his ability, Benjin can agree. Wei Qin raised his head and assured himself. If Wen Renji falls, the Sea Clan will definitely kill her, and Zhang Chushuan also has a life-saving grace for her. It's not that Benjin doesn't want to say it now, it's just that there is no time now. Zhang Chushuan smiled and shook his head, turned his head to look in the direction of the Tianyuan Trench, and his gaze fell to the depths of the Tianyuan Trench. Wei Qin and Wen Renji followed and immediately felt an extremely obscure fluctuation. This fluctuation is not obvious, but it gives this world an additional quaint taste. It is worthy of the ancient three products devouring the temple. Even after the erosion of the years, it is still so domineering. Zhang Chushuan sounded with an appreciative voice. Wen Renji and Wei Qin also understood what he meant. The entrance to the devouring stone steel secret realm, which opened every 3 years, finally reached the moment to open it again. I didn't expect that after tens of thousands of years, the energy fluctuations on this stone steel are still so terrifying. I really don't know what vast and terrifying power this ancient holy place had when it was in its primacy. Chu Yun looked at the power displayed by the huge stone monument in the Tianyuan Trench, and couldn't help but sigh. On the Suzaku beast, the rest of the people looked at the huge stone monument in amazement. Only Zhang Chushuan and Bai Ten'er had the same expression. Nothing to fuss. Zhang Chushuan put his hands behind his back and said lightly, "When you step out of the Yanwang dynasty in the future, step into the southern Lingzhou domain and Lingzhou domain, and even enter the stage of competition between the Zhou domain, you will find that the world you see at this time is only the tip of the iceberg of the Xuantian continent." In vain understand. Chu Yun nodded solemnly. With his current vision, just a Yanwang dynasty is not very strong, and the land of Nanyangzhou is vast. As for the more vast and endless mysterious world at the mouth of Zhang Chushuan, he longed for it, but he would not speculate about it. Wait until you enter the Tianyuan Trench, everyone be careful. 9. Zhang Chushuan turned around. His gaze swept over Zhang Yanren, Chu Yun, Han Li, and many good seedlings in the Yanwang dynasty, and he gave a rare instruction. This stone steel is the entrance to the special secret realm of the ancient three-rank Holy Land to devour the disciples under the temple assessment door, and the interior is a small world of its own. Although 10,000 years have passed now, it is still full of dangers. 5. Don't be too greedy for money, and leave your life in it when the time comes. Yui. A crowd of people respectfully accepted the order. Wen Renji and Wei Qin looked at each other in surprise. The two of them led people into this stone monument more than 100 times, but they never knew that this was the entrance to the special secret realm of the ancient three-rank Holy Land devouring a disciple under the temple. It seems that Zhang Chushuan knows this place better than they do. Look, the seal of the entrance to the secret realm on the stone tablet is about to disappear. Some people below also noticed the stone monument, and the sound of surprise spread in an instant. Countless ships stepped forward and wanted to get closer. The secret realm is open. I must stay for more time this time. I heard that in the exercises, as long as the comprehension is acceptable, you can comprehend the exercises on your own, and even the earth and heaven level exercises exist. I heard that there is also a mound, so you can find a weapon that suits you. I also heard that there is a special formation in that secret realm, in which those who have talent can understand their own general trend. Exercises, general trends, spiritual weapons, and holy places are rich and powerful. If I can seize resources in such a secret realm, I will have the opportunity to jump out of the land of a state. 99. Big chance. Excited chatter continued to sound, and the whole world completely boiled again after a brief moment of silence because of Zhang Yan's hand. Zhang Daoyu, go back and tell again. Wen Renji and Wei Qin didn't rush to ask Zhang Chushuan what they wanted to talk about, and after the two confessed, they each returned to the cloud boat and vaccinated their disciples. Wait to go in. Be careful, life comes first. 35. This is the place under the assessment gate of the Holy Land, but no one has taken care of it for 10,000 years. It may contain a crisis, and it should not be reckless. Quote. The most important point is not to clash with the Yanwang dynasty. The two sold the news they had just heard. The corners of the mouths of many teachers and disciples twitched. Do they look like brainless idiots? Zhang Yanren's sword was still there, and the fierceness of the frightened salamander and Tian Yan was still vividly remembered. Fight for a hammer. 55%. Chapter 218 Extraterritorial Demonic Breath, Dead and Guilty. Boom. Time passes little by little. There was more and more noise on the sea, but it did not affect the major forces in the sky at all. Everyone looked quietly ahead. Their eyes all converged on the Tianyuan Trench, staring at the 100 Zhang stone monument that towered like the sky. At this moment, a pitch-black light appeared on the surface of the stone steel, frantically absorbing the spiritual energy of the outside world, and it was obvious that he was acquiring ability. On it, the unknown runes that were originally densely carved brightly glowed one by one, and then disappeared into the void with a lightning speed. Seeing this scene, the Terrans on the sea ship finally calmed down in commotion, but the change in their gaze at the stone steel that was still devouring the stone tablet became more and more intense. Everyone is looking forward to it. They risked the great formation with the Sea Clan to come to the Tianyuan Trench in order to enter the opportunity to be obtained by the secret realm. This time the Sea tribe was destroyed by the Zhang family of the Yanwang dynasty, and there was no biggest and deadliest competition for these people, which was an unprecedented opportunity. Whoosh. Buzz. Just as people's hearts floated, the last rune that devoured the stone steel shone brightly, and then disappeared into the void, and the huge body of the stone steel seemed to have lost some kind of restraint and began to shake violently. Boom. A majestic aura so rich that it was clearly visible to the eye quickly seeped out from the stone tablet, filling the entire abyss trench in an instant. This aura intensity is eye-opening. 99. If I go in and cultivate for a day, the realm will definitely be able to break through. If the old man goes in to cultivate, he may be able to break through the Jaden realm. 35. Countless people who saw such a scene for the first time were red-eyed, and some people who had seen several places still couldn't help but act. But no one acted rashly. Everyone knows that it is beneficial to cultivate in the dense fog of spiritual energy, but it is not something that ordinary people are qualified to contaminate. Boom. A dense fog of spiritual energy appeared, all wrapped around the surface of the stone steel, and the entire stone steel swallowed and emitted a burst of black light. This layer of black light and spiritual energy fused, and immediately began to rotate, forming several black vortices dozens of feet in the blink of an eye. As these black vortices continued to rotate, the aura around the stone monument was brutally sucked in, and quickly dissipated into invisibility. Immediately after, a barren aura emanated from the stone tablet. Everyone, whether they felt it clearly or not, had a heavy feeling in their hearts. Zhang Chushuan, Zhang Yanren, Chu Yun and Bai Ten'er frowned at the same time. Of these four, Zhang Chushuan is the strongest and has all the abilities of a family member. Zhang Yanren is the Xuanian Holy Vein, the son of luck. Chu Yun is the son of luck and recognizes the main stone rune. Bai Ten'er is a holy body or an imperial origin. They all sensed something faintly coming from the other end of the vortex, filled with darkness and coldness. Demonic chi. I didn't expect it to be so thick. 99. Are the devouring stone tablets all infected? Divine consciousness swept over the black vortex that gave him a strange feeling, and a solemnity flashed under Zhang Chushuan's eyes. After knowing Chu Yun's life, he naturally knew the real reason why this ancient monument had always existed. But because of this, he is stressed. After all, that involves quasi-emperors. Even if he has a Dao-level realm, he can only work in his own sphere of influence, and up to now, this kind of place has at most relied on the unity of the whole clan to improve his strength. But even if he barely reached the Saint Lord level, in front of such an existence, he was still nothing. What is opening at the moment is not only to devour the stone steel, but also to the crisis or opportunity that may sweep the heaven and earth of the Xuantian continent in the future. Originally, this would be the beginning of Chu Yun's new journey, but that should be in 3 years. This time, Chu Yun, who brought a stronger strength to this Ashika space 3 years in advance, naturally did not come to patronize the places of interest recorded in the novel, or even to seize the devouring rune that was placed in the secret realm of the stone steel, but to gradually exist somebody. The real purpose of coming 3 years in advance is to do some complete preparation and verify something in advance. This heaven and earth is quite extraordinary. If you can get the approval of the last holy lord who devours the temple, and at the same time the previous lord of the devouring talisman devouring old man, there are many things that will be much easier. Of course, if everything goes well, he will definitely not hesitate to seize the control in devouring the holy rune. Anyway, with 100-fold increase ability, in this kind of heaven-defying opportunity can become 100. Moreover, it would be somewhat dangerous for others to obtain such a heaven and earth wonder to refine, but he would not be able to obtain it by relying on the ability to increase. Once he obtains the devouring saint rune, his overall strength, whether it is cultivation or battle, there will be a qualitative improvement. Although the holy runes are condensed by the rules of heaven and earth, every rune controller will become the beloved son of the heavenly Tao, and the son of luck is more fortunate than the son of luck, but it is also easy to be targeted by the biggest enemy of this heaven and earth, so it is still necessary to plan. But everything will be said until you enter the secret realm. The ancient monument is open. Go, hurry up. The opportunity to rise is just around the corner. Looking at the appearance of the energy vortex, countless ecstatic roars, many people's eyes were red. After all, it was a visible opportunity, an opportunity as high as the earth level or even the heaven level. Even if the 6-rank forces would covet, the 5-rank forces would also be something. However, although everyone shouted very happily, not even one person was moved. Everyone looked directly or indirectly at the huge Suzaku beast in the sky. Not only ordinary people on sea ships, but also the incoming forces such as Wenshin Academy and Water Dragon Hall who came on cloud boats, and no one dared to act rashly. The boss who sent a few people to destroy millions of sea tribes at random has not yet spoken. Feel free, everyone. Zhang Chushuan's flat voice rang in everyone's ears. Go, let's go. Huang Hezong's people, hurry up and keep up. This time, everyone seriously launched a charge. Countless powerhouses of the incarnation spirit realm cast their body techniques, using the ability to stagnate in the air to fly through the energy vortex not far away. There are many energy vortices, but the entrance is different, and the location that does not appear in the secret realm will be different at that time. For a time, countless people rushed to the energy vortex. The next situation seemed to fall into some kind of riot, and a group of people appeared on the entire sea, and the scene was like a large locust flying in. Bang! 35. There are also some cultivators whose strength has not reached the incarnation realm to sweep towards the energy vortex. However, the stone steel is obviously very strict in terms of entry strength, and many of these figures fly back at a faster speed after rushing like a vortex of energy, and then fall into the abyss trench. These people fell into the abyss, and there was only one final result. Seeing this scene, Zhang Chushuan frowned and suddenly waved his hand. Click. The ice layer caused by Zhang Yan's dying on the sea surface instantly dissipated, and even the countless sea tribes turned into powder, and not even a drop of blood was left. At the same time, countless fallen abyss flew out upside down and fell to the surface of the sea. Those whose strength is lower than the spirit transformation realm, it is forbidden to try, otherwise they will be killed. Without waiting for some of the rescued people to thank them, Zhang Chushuan's somewhat indifferent voice sounded. He didn't come to the rescue. Perhaps some of them have no choice but to give it a go, but more are just a group of people who are not self-aware and carried away by interests, and have no value in saving. It's just that if these people die here, they will become nourishment for some guys. Dead. Guilty. River. 55%. Chapter 219. Silent Space, Land of Evil Suppression. Subscription required. Whoosh. Whoosh. 35. One after another, the not weak breath urged his own aura and stepped into the black vortex. Zhang Chushuan's mind swept away, and he noticed that the moment someone touched the vortex, the originally relatively calm aura would forge into a state of riot. The night demon's chi is contaminated and will become bloodthirsty in a short time. Sure enough, do you want people to start a fight in the secret realm? Zhang Chushuan's eyes condensed slightly, and he did not rush to leave like the others. With the current strength of the Yanwang dynasty, there is no need to compete with those incarnation spirit realm and Jaden realm for some useless things. Their side is relatively strong. Even if they enter last, they can reach the depths of the secret realm in a short time. At that time, the earth-level harvest is only the foundation, and the heaven-rank harvest is only a small prize. As long as the talent and strength are sufficient, the Saint Lord-level exercises can also be obtained. Of course, this is only for those who go to the secret realm to participate in the assessment. Like he knows the secrets hidden in the secret realm, this time he may be able to find an opportunity to inherit the property of a holy, 280, land. In fact, it's not just Zhang Chushuan. Those who have been to the Tianyuan Trench many times, have been very formalities for the secret territory of the stone steel, and those who are familiar with the assessment have not moved. The two major 6-rank forces, more than a dozen 7-rank forces, and dozens of 8-rank forces are all waiting quietly, and there is no sudden collision of prices. Although there are many opportunities and a steady stream of opportunities behind the devouring stone steel, there are no people with strength and talent to enter, and it is useless to enter early. On the contrary, those who enter early may also consume some danger for those who are behind. Let's go. 35. Time passed quietly, but after ordinary qualified people entered the secret realm, when Renji waved his hand, and the whole person turned into a long rainbow and flew forward, leaving an arc in midair. Seeing this, Wei Qin was not far behind, and also flew towards the energy vortex like lightning. Seeing this, the people in Wenxin Academy and the Water Dragon Hall who reached the standard of strength all followed closely behind. For a while, the people in this world walked away. Almost. Let's go. 35. Seeing that many forces had entered the Tianyuan Trench, Zhang Chushuan finally stopped waiting. His body moved, turned into a stream of light, and rushed straight into the huge energy vortex at the top of the Tianyuan Trench. Seeing this, Zhang Yanren and the others followed one after another and entered the same vortex. Those whose strength has reached the spirit transformation realm enter the lowest few vortices, and the real people of the Jaden realm enter the middle several energy vortices. Before coming here, Zhang Chushuan had given popular science that the more vortex above, the deeper the range of the secret realm you can enter, but the more dangers you will encounter. Those who are not strong enough are better to slowly enter from the outermost periphery. HMPH. In the moment he entered the vortex of energy, Zhang Chushuan clearly felt a force that made him gag come and cover him. This is the power of evil demons. The more you touch, the easier it is to be guided out of various desires, the easier it is to release all kinds of negative emotions, and finally become a humanoid machine dominated by desire. Scatter. Zhang Chushuan's body trembled, and a strong sword intent emerged, easily cutting off the invisible breath, and then the whole person disappeared into the vortex. In the process, he also felt a strong repulsive force. If he guessed correctly, those people couldn't enter because of this power. The greater the energy vortex above, the greater the repulsive force has been given. For example, the small vortex at the bottom, as long as the strength can reach the spirit realm, it can be easily entered, and some talented spirit gathering realm peak powerhouses can also see hard entry in front of them. If they are physically cultivated, perhaps ordinary gathering spirit realm powerhouses can enter. It seems that the assessment begins from the moment of entering the stone steel. It is worthy of the assessment of the Holy Land, and the requirements for the disciples under the sector quite high. Quote, you cannot be in the realm, but the combat power is definitely not. After all, having combat power is equivalent to getting the key, and sooner or later you can enter the corresponding realm, but in turn, it is waste. Combat is divided into realms, martial arts, artistic conceptions, etc., and the realm is only the most basic part. Scatter. For Zhang Chushuan, the power that was enough to block the real people of the Jaden realm was nothing at all, and his body shook slightly, and he easily dispersed that repulsive force by brute force, and then accelerated abruptly. In an instant, a point of light appeared at the end of the vortex. Zhang Chushuan did not hesitate and plunged in. The sky swirled, and Zhang Chushuan's eyes froze and found that the surrounding environment had changed. His location is a vast and desolate land, without the slightest anger. The sky is also gloomy, coupled with silence, suddenly creating a sense of ancient vicissitudes of barrenness. Whoops. Without waiting for Zhang Chushuan to do anything, many spatial rifts suddenly appeared in the sky. Immediately after, a series of figures appeared, many of them falling from the sky in a slightly embarrassed manner, hurriedly urging the spiritual power to restore their body shape to slow down the speed of their fall. These are powerful spirit realm or Jaden realm powerhouses from various forces, and Zhang Chushuan is at the same level, but the speed is not as fast as Zhang Chushuan. All go. Chu Yun's figure also fell from the sky, and no matter how much he tried to control his figure, he couldn't do it. How is it possible? I am the peak of the incarnation spirit realm. Chu Yun exclaimed. The gathering spirit realm can temporarily stay in the air, the transformation spirit realm can achieve gliding and the short flight of the imperial weapon, and the Jaden realm can achieve flight. How could he not fly? His gaze swept over a certain figure, and Chu Yun's heart was even more bitter. Why didn't Master promote me to the divine mansion realm? For Chu Yun, Zhang Chushuan did not provide too many resources to help him grow, knowing that he was still stable at the peak of the transformation spirit realm to stabilize his spiritual energy cultivation, and was ready to cast a 9-turn golden pill. As a child of luck, growing too fast is actually pulling out seedlings to help grow. This is not Zhang Chushuan's alarmism, but the conclusion reached by using skills to observe Chu Yun. Chu Yun's strength has increased at a high speed, but the level representing the Sun of Luck has a downward trend, representing the loss of the favor of the heavenly Tao. For the time being, Zhang Chushuan did not have the confidence to benchmark the heavenly Tao, thinking that Chu Yun had a future with him than the heavenly Tao. After all, it was the management consciousness of the entire Xuantian continent. Chu Yun is the future double absolute emperor, the road of refining tools and arrays is extremely proficient, and the art of spear and halberd is completely killed. Simply improving the realm is not a good thing for Chu Yun, a child of luck of this nature. On the contrary, Zhang Yanren's strength has improved rapidly, and the level of the child of luck on his body has increased. The reason is likely because the cultivation method is originally strengthened by devouring the xenomorph ice, and now it is even stronger by swallowing cold things. As long as there are cold things, realms, means against the enemy, practical grades of exercises, etc. will be improved. This is caused by the sun of different luck, and it is also the reason why Zhang Chushuan insists on sending Chu Yun away and letting him develop according to its original trajectory. Even so, with the many means given by Zhang Chushuan, it is not difficult for Chu Yun to fly, but now he can't play it. Sure, Zhang Yanren gently spat out a word, and Chu Yun's figure suddenly stopped in midair. Chu Yun, I really want to break through. 4.4 I don't want to be a child of luck, I want to be Zhang Chushuan Yoshiko. Grandpa, Something seems wrong here. Zhang Yanran then held Chu Yun up and stepped out to Zhang Chushuan's side, his eyes slightly condensed. There is a strange smell on the ground, which makes this space rippling with a certain lonely taste, which can easily breed a lot of negative emotions. Is this the test of devouring the temple? Something is really wrong, and not a little. Zhang Chushuan let out his divine sense and felt it, and said in a deep voice, the feeling of disgust proves obvious. It seems that this secret realm seems to be even worse than I thought. 9. Is this that kind of place? Bai Tenor came to Zhang Chushuan to set up a change, and her expression was very solemn. As a descendant of the imperial family, she knew a lot about this heaven and earth. Well, that's the kind you are. Zhang Chushuan nodded and said in a positive tone. This is an evil land. 55%. Chapter 220. There is a heaven outside the heavens, quasi-emperor demon, subscription required. Junxi land. Zhang Yanran and the others frowned one after another, only Bai Tenor showed such a performance, obviously knowing something. That's right, Gen Evil land. Zhang Chushuan nodded, glanced around at everyone, and said in a positive tone, the place we are in is Nanyang Prefecture, and Nanyang Prefecture is only one of the dozens of large states in the south of the Lingzhou domain, which is insignificant for the entire Lingzhou domain. But Lingzhou domain is only one of the hundreds of Zhou domains in the Dongshuan domain. And the Dongshuan domain is only one of the 5 Zan domains of the Xuantian continent, and its comprehensive strength is second only to the Zongshuan domain, which occupies the best position and resources of the big guys. So you know how small the Yanwang dynasty is, right? Zhang Yanran, Chu Yun and the others are about to appear on the stage of Ling Zuyu, and they will soon come into contact with the level of Dongshuan domain, and it is time to improve their vision. As for the exploration of the secret realm, I am really not in such a hurry. It turns out that this heaven and earth are so big. Zhang Yanran, Chu Yun, Shui Qiancheng and others were shocked in their hearts. In the past, they were only part of the 5 major powers of Nanyangzhou, and the strongest in their hearts were those 7 rank forces, and they would not think about the higher level stage world at all. Only now do they hear Zhang Chushuan's story that they realize how narrow their vision really is. Grandpa, what does this have to do with the Junxi land? Zhang Yanran asked suspiciously. With 04 Wu Yanxi, the teacher, she is very aware of the outside world. After all, she wants to go out all day, so she often mentions some sightings to tempt her. Naturally, it matters. Zhang Chushuan smiled and said in a positive tone. There is a state outside Nanyang Prefecture. There is a Zhou domain in the state. There is a Zhou domain outside the Zhou domain. There is a Zan domain above the Zhou domain. There is also a Zan domain outside the Zan domain. The Zan domain is only a part of the Xuantian continent. Don't you understand what I mean? Grandpa wants to tell us the truth that there is a heaven outside the sky. Beyond the Xuantian continent, there is also a continent. Zhang Yanran reacted instantly. That's right. Ignoring everyone's shocked expressions, Zhang Chushuan nodded and said, these heavens are divided into 10,000 realms, 3,000 great worlds, 3,000 middle worlds, 3,000 small worlds, countless Hengsha worlds, and the Xuantian continent where we are located is just a middle thousand worlds attached to one big world. 99. As soon as Zhang Chushuan's words came out, everyone was shocked, even Bai Tenor. Or rather, it is precisely because Bai Tenor knows more than ordinary people that her heart is more shocked. Is the world still graded? The location of the Xuantian continent is actually only one of the middle thousand worlds. So, the road of the starry sky that the emperors boarded is the way to the great thousand worlds. In this way, the immortals that the emperors are striving for are only upper realm creatures. This news was too shocking and made everyone feel a little unstable. Looking at the expressions of these people, Zhang Chushuan suddenly understood a little why the protagonist was asking when there was a time in the higher world when reading novels in his previous life, and those masters and the like would say, your strength is too weak now, and you will have a chance to talk about it later. I thought it was a stupid fork author who was lazy and didn't want to write. Now it seems that it is easy to make people unstable. But it's no wonder how words can describe the ability of the strong. The more ordinary people are, the more they disagree, and they are very similar to the frog at the bottom of the well. The stronger the person, the more he knows how to be in awe. So, those extraterritorial demons are invaders from other middle thousand worlds. Bai Tenor was the first to react, without any doubt about what Zhang Chushuan said, but found the answer to the question that had been confusing many natives of the Xuantian continent. The origin of the devil. 2 possibilities. Zhang Chushuan stretched out 2 fingers, and a calm voice came out. Either the internal struggle of the Great Thousand World is constant, and it does not pay attention to the subordinate small and medium-sized worlds, or it is also fighting with the Middle Thousand World. 35. Either the Great Thousand World is fighting with the Great Thousand World, and the small and medium-sized worlds under the two Great Thousand Worlds are naturally not spared. 35. Of the two views, Zhang Chushuan prefers the second. The legend of the great emperor Do Po Chenkin records that Zhang Yanren, Chu Yun, and Han Li are on the road to rise on the Xuantian continent, and their final achievements are all great emperors. The three of them stepped on the starry sky ancient road to the upper realm, joined hands to solve all the hidden dangers of the demons in the Xuantian continent, and had not added a seal to this world, making it difficult for people outside to enter, and those inside could only go out if they broke through the great emperor. This move is somewhat intriguing. The powerhouses of the Great Thousand Worlds are like Lin, and the three of Zhang Yanren have achieved great emperors very well, but the seals added by joining hands are definitely nothing in the eyes of true immortals and even immortal kings. This is not to defend oneself. If it was a battle between the Middle Thousand Worlds within the Great Thousand World, then why didn't the three of them lead the people of the Xuantian continent to counterattack? It doesn't make sense to wait to be invaded, right? Zhang Chushuan had reason to guess that the situation in the Great Thousand World was not good, and Zhang Yanting and the three continued to go to the upper realm to become stronger, and then fight the exotic demons. The most important point is that extraterritorial demons are not demon cultivators. Although Demon Shu acts domineeringly, and many methods are also hurtful, at least there are three views and bottom lines: as long as they do not become slaves of power, they are stronger. And demon cultivation is sometimes more open-minded than chi cultivation. But the people of the evil race are like terrorist superlements with brain problems, thinking about destruction, assimilation, and destruction all day. This is not a struggle between forces, but more like a fight between two races that are completely opposed. But all this is just speculation after all, and he will not say it. Perhaps, you can know the answer from that seventh Emperor Venerable. 35. After all, that's Emperor Zun. Zhang Chushuan lowered his head slightly, his eyes leisurely, as if he could see through this heaven and earth. The dark and cold aura he felt when entering the secret realm of the ancient monument before now felt clearer, and even his mind couldn't help but tense a little. He can't be blamed for being nervous. After all, no one knows better than him the real objection to the existence of this devouring ancient monument. Under this secret realm, there is a great evil, the seventh emperor of the extraterritorial evil clan who was famous 30,000 years ago. The seventh emperor Venerable, among the 20 extraterritorial demons who led the invasion of the Tianshuan continent, ranked 7th, and his strength had reached the late stage of the quasi-emperor realm, only one step away from the peak of 280. 30,000 years ago, the seven emperors led a team to invade the Dongshuan domain, and the first stop was to swallow the temple in the Sanpan Holy Land that had just risen in the Dongshuan domain and dominated the southwest region. With the strength of a quasi-emperor, it may not be easy to destroy a second-rank holy place with imperial artifacts and emperors, but with a large team of people, it is easy to destroy an emerging third-rank holy land with no background. But the result of this battle made countless people lose their eyes. The first and last person who devoured the temple, the Hall Master, actually hid his strength, not only a Dharma realm saint, but also a great sage peak realm powerhouse who was comparable to the Lord of the Yipin Holy Land, only one step away from stepping into the quasi-emperor and taking the 9 steps of the Nadang Emperor. This is a veritable saint. The reason why he hid it was precisely because he inherited the devouring rune, one of the 8 holy runes, and knew a lot of heaven and earth secrets. In that battle, the devouring Saint Venerable gathered the power of the entire sect in his own life, respected the creation of the 7th Emperor, and then sealed it under this devouring ancient monument. This kind of stone steel is quite not simple, it is a holy artifact. In the plan to devour the Holy Venerable, the 7th Emperor Venerable could be completely sharpened in 10,000 years. But the quasi-emperor is a quasi-emperor in the end, and he used means to open the secret realm connected by the stone steel, causing countless people to come here one after another. And this also led to the fact that this quasi-emperor not only will not be erased, but gradually accumulates strength and successfully breaks the seal in the future. But this time I'm here. Quasi-emperor, I don't know how it feels to kill. Bureau G. I don't know how it feels to kill. Bureau G. I don't know how it feels to kill.